Vinny Caravella and Dan Reichert.
Yes.
Alex, what's up?
We're in motherfucking space.
Yeah.
Is what's up.
Always been here. What else is up?
What's up is No Man's Sky. It's here, guys. It's real.
For
it's
real?
a video game.
Like it's really real?
It's
in a store. You can walk in and buy it?
By the time you watch this, it should be out in stores. You should be able to buy it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I got a disc.
Chris Roberts, years in the making, Wing Commander pedigree. Finally, it was kickstarted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Very
here we
successful on
are.
Kickstarter.
Very successful. And
Yeah.
years later, finally, we're here. No Man's Sky.
It's clear you've been following the story of this game very closely.
I read the trades. I don't like to brag about it.
That's
okay.
fair.
What's the bartender story?
I'll go step by step here.
How many minutes until you ride a dinosaur? You can do anything in this game. Go ride a dinosaur right now.
You can't ride dinosaurs.
Should I pick up a controller and jump in?
This is not a multiplayer game, Vinny.
It's not local. It doesn't have split screen. But if you want to hop on the computer in the other room,
there's
you
the
can jump in.
possibility we could see another player in this game. I'm going to say, especially considering it's not officially out yet and it's just a bunch of weird journalists and assholes playing right now, we're not going to.
Which group are we?
Both.
A little
We
from
can be
column
both.
A, a little from column
All right.
B.
Yeah.
All right. So seriously though, this is on the PS4 right
This is
now.
on the PS4.
You put a decent amount of time to it, but the game has been patched and wiped and all
Yes.
cleaned up. And here we are. This is what
So my save wasn't wiped, but I wiped it.
you wiped it.
Because there's changes to the story progression that happens in the game that you won't see if you've been using the pre-patch version.
So what I want to say is that this is what we assume people will be playing on launch day.
Yes. So this is a few hours into the opening of the game. You start out the game on a random planet in any number of star systems, and your ship's broken, and you just have to find the materials to get it up in the air again.
Will everyone's ship, like cosmetically, and also the status of the ship, will it be the same
It
when they
seems
start
like
the game?
it.
Okay,
It-
but
because
different
this-
planets, right?
Yeah, different planets, but this is the same ship I started with in the pre-patch version, and it had the same damage to it that the pre-patch version had. So
Is it named Rasamasa, or did you name it that?
that is just what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Is it random each time, or it's the type of
I
ship?
think that's just the type of ship it is.
So I do believe there's some kind of pre-order bonus that involves a ship. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I didn't pre-order, so I'm a bad video gamer. Now, one thing I will note just real quick here. So we're on a space station. This is in the first star system that I've been in.
So you have fixed your ship.
I fixed my ship. I've gotten off the first planet. I've, in fact, real quick here, I've investigated 3 planets in this system. Giantus Bominus Major, the system. Obviously, we got the 3 planets here. Basically, the difference, the thing is, in the pre-patch version, I was barely seeing any real traffic in these stations that I'm in. Since the patch, there's like a ton of ships coming through here.
And again, all AI.
All AI. And the thing with the ships is that you can trade with the people that are in those ships. And if you have enough credits, as you can see in the top left there, the units I have is like space currency.
Yeah, space credits.
You can buy their ship.
Okay.
So you can buy AI people's ships from them.
Yes, if you have the right amount of money.
What do they go home with?
Probably your ship, I'm guessing, in the end. Just real quick here, there's obviously a pretty decent variety of ships. The one thing they said is not in this version is like big cruisers, like the big large ships you could feasibly own. That's something they're talking about for later in the game. Right now, it's all like kind of personalized ships.
Wait, so that is not even in there now? Like, even if you suddenly got a ton of credits, like one space
Not right now.
Powerball.
As far as I know, it's not. You can see ships like that sometimes when you're flying around, but they're just AI. They're just floating
Okay.
around. Now, real quick, before we get out of this station, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what the loop here is.
Yeah, please.
So the early part of the game, where you are, when you first crash, you're kind of given an option, like, do you want to follow this Atlas path, which Atlas is sort of this mysterious force in the universe that's kind of guiding you to the center, which is ostensibly the end goal of the game?
Yeah.
Or do you just want to fly around and do whatever the fuck you want with no guidance whatsoever?
These are 2 hard copy choices? Or
It is a choice you were given at the very beginning.
Can you
Really?
change it at any point? Like,
I
hey,
don't
turn
know.
on the Atlas thing.
I don't know.
Is-
I
from-
chose Atlas.
From your game playing 30 plus years of experience,
Yes.
is that basically boiled down to, do you want to play sandbox mode or story mode?
I think so.
Okay.
It's like, is it like a breadcrumb trail that you're turning on?
I think so, because there's the one thing I have also found is these monoliths that are sometimes appear on planets, and they will occasionally point you to something. Other times it's just like, hey, you get a bonus or you got a gift because you've passed this trial or whatever. But there is a little bit of a pathing of telling you where to go.
And so with this stuff, follow the Atlas trail, and you and I know where that
Yeah.
leads, not to good places.
Yes,
Is
that
or
third-
great places. Who knows?
Is that third waypoint just a picture of a roast beef sandwich?
Which one?
The third waypoint up there looks like a bun, and then the roast beef's at the bottom.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
the
I
third
see
one.
that.
No,
The
you're
one
blocking
next
it
to
now.
Yeah,
there we
I
go.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a rock.
No, above
No,
that.
above it.
Above that. Yeah, go up a
Waypoint's
little bit.
discovered.
Oh.
That's the damn. No, you're
There's a horizon.
Alex.
There's a city there.
there, right next to your cursor.
But it could just be. Imagine the sunset is the bun.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
that's the Flotopian Badlands.
That's
on
is
Giant
that the name of the
Abominus 3.
sandwich?
that's
Yes.
Arby's
Okay.
new
Yes,
sandwich.
that's where I put an Arby's.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This game's awesome.
So sorry. I said the question I had is now evaporated into.
It had something to do with Atlas.
A horsey sauce like
Yes.
state. It was before Atlas. Oh, are the monoliths? Is there a story?
So I've only seen the barest threads of one so far.
And
so
what would that even look like?
It's text. Like you get these little text prompts. Sometimes there's a choice. Sometimes it's just about accepting something. Sometimes it just happens.
Okay.
It's not clear yet.
Are there any hints of like a great evil or
Precursor
Not really.
race.
There's
Galactic Empire?
So there's
thing?
other species that you interact with, and I think you learn some stuff about them over time. But I did not get super far into the unpatched version. I got about 3 star systems deep before I finally gave up on it. And I'll tell the story of what happened to me in that one because it's pretty great a little bit later. But I just want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of what you do here.
So you chose Atlas.
Yeah.
You got the resources to fix your ship. So there's crafting, obviously.
And yeah, there is. And I just got the hyperdrive, which is what lets you travel to the next star system after this.
And have you done that?
I
yet?
haven't done it yet. We're going to do that together. But first, real quick, I just want to show what I've been doing here. So
Okay.
when you're on a planet, any planet, the thing you do and the thing that gets you the most credits quickly is just scanning and discovering stuff.
And why does that get you credits?
There's like some sort of galactic federation that you're feeding into a database of.
In
Like,
Carta.
hey, I discovered this thing.
Yes.
Give me money for doing that.
Okay.
Is that across like is there a multiplayer element to that? Because it says like discovered by Lexicon here.
That's what the multiplayer at this point is when you discover something, you can either rename it or just upload it as it is to that database, and that means you discovered it. It's you own it.
So right now, if anybody
It's space
found that
capitalism.
rock, that will
It
say
would
your
say,
name
hey,
on it.
it said someone else found this.
But anyone else can rename it, and then it's just theirs.
no.
When you discover it, you can rename
Yeah,
it.
that's his.
Oh,
Since
okay.
he
Yeah.
found it, he can rename it.
So
up.
for
So
the-
as you see, I'm getting credits here because the red marked ones are ones I have not uploaded yet.
So for the rest of the existence of No Man's Sky, like if I get the game this week and play it as I intend to, if I find that rock, it will have your name on it, and if it was a year from now, it'll still have your name on it.
Yes.
that's what we
How
assume.
many things
right?
are there in this?
I've heard infinite.
I believe
Oh.
15 quintillion or 18 quintillion planets or something like that, and
All with
there's-
unique rocks and formations.
Well,
and
so how
stuff,
unique they are, I don't know. But the thing I will say is that I've seen the same similar art for something, but it gets a new name on a different planet.
Oh, okay.
So it's like part of the same genotype, but it's a different thing because it's on a different
like one's a
world.
nectarine, one's a peach.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So here's the thing. I have got my hyperdrive now, and I'm going to install that. But before we go out of this star system, there's one planet I haven't been to yet in this star system. So we'll go to a new planet, and then after that, we'll go to a star system. How does that sound?
Alex, you got to spruce up your ship. It's boring. It just looks like a Honda Civic.
I know. It's look. Everyone gets a Honda Civic to start, and then eventually you get something better.
Put some flames or something on it,
Well-
or a scary shark face.
I would settle for a CD player, honestly. Like
Okay.
that would be a nice. All right. So the way you get around from star system to star system is you have to cull together the resources to build these warp cells, which fuel your hyperdrive. Every time you hyperdrive to another place, that is you've drained it.
So
I gotcha. And then
Yeah.
you have to spend time. So do you think every planet has the resources to recharge that, or can you
Not
get
every
stranded?
planet. Well, so you can't. Every planet has the resources to get you off of that planet, not
Okay.
necessarily to get you out of that star system.
Okay, so enough to bounce you from planet to planet.
Yes.
So you're never stranded and like spelling help in the sand or anything like that.
So I came close to that, but even then, like, it just would have been a tedious process to get off that planet. That's actually what happened to me in the pre-patch version. Was I got stuck in a situation where it's like, well, I'm gonna have to farm a bunch of iron, and instead of doing that, I'm gonna not do that.
All right, Alex,
Yes,
can you fly right into that planet?
I could, but I've already discovered this planet. We're gonna go to the one I haven't been to yet.
Okay, and you're gonna fly there.
Yes.
Even like just that simple promise of, hey, see that planet? You can fly there and land on it.
Yes.
That is really cool.
See
Yes.
that planet, you can go there.
All right, so there's Prime. This is where I started.
Alex Navarro,
Yeah.
can you fly into the sun?
I've not
Oh.
tried to do that yet.
Do it.
Maybe that's how we'll close out
Yes.
the quick look
Can
here.
you die in this?
Yes, and you just regenerate when you do.
Are you God
No.
No, not the game.
I'd have to tell you if I was, and I'm
God,
not.
You have to. Yes, right. Do you want to buy some?
I'm trying to figure out where that one planet I haven't been to is yet.
Only if you get to the bottom of the Curiosity Cube, then you become God.
Then you're a god.
All right, I think it was. I saw it's
Maybe
maybe on the other side of this. So I'm gonna hit this. The pulse drive is your go very fast in this star system drive.
Oh, ooh.
What's
like
the one bigger than that?
The rocks are not hitting you when you're using the pulse drive.
Okay.
Why? Is there like a shield around it? Is
That's
it deflecting
I think
things?
that's the premise.
All right.
It's because of video games. That's why.
But is that what was happening in like Star Trek and Star Wars where they did this? And went
No,
into
in
hyperspace?
Star Trek they would always, or in Star Wars they were like, man,
Oh,
if you
there
don't,
it is.
if you don't run the numbers, you could go into hyperdrive and fly right into an asteroid.
All right.
okay.
So here's the planet we haven't discovered yet. We're gonna go there first before we get out of the star system. Yeah, that's what. So it always has a default name, but you can rename it to whatever you want once you discover it.
And does that work the same way as the different artifacts and stuff?
Yeah, you just
So if I
upload it.
fly to this planet, like, is there a map? Like, can I do some map quest thing when I get the game and go straight to this planet? Like, are there like latitude and longitudes, and I can fly and see that you discovered
Not exactly. So when we bring up the star map, you'll see star systems that have been discovered. And it'll tell you someone has discovered this place. Other ones just like, it'll tell you this one is undiscovered, and it's like until you get there, you won't know exactly what's been seen and what hasn't.
Well, let's say you get this game a month after it comes out.
Right.
Are you going to lose some of that? Like right now, you're flying to this thing. You're going to be the person to stick your flag on this planet.
Yes.
And discover it. Do you think you'll lose a lot if you jump into this game a month
If
from now?
the size of this game is what it is billed as, which is to say that there are as many planets and as many star systems as Hello Games have been talking up, it seems pretty likely that people will be able to find new stuff.
That's kind of what
Okay.
they were pitching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you,
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, it takes you out of
All right,
hyperdrive
good.
once you hit the atmosphere.
so you cannot use your pulse drive here?
No.
That's a shame.
I have this little speed boost that I can use, but no pulse drive.
How is this like drawing and stuff?
It's not bad. So the pre-patch version was pretty bad. You could see some real funky stuff
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
drawing in.
Oh, yes, I can see.
Well, so this is better. Before it was
Oh,
like it would
really?
deform in weird ways, and it just didn't seem good.
I
This
wonder
is
if
better.
the PC version is any
Yeah.
better with this stuff. 'cause
All right, so hey, we found a little installation here. Let's do a quick scan.
I feel like they could have gotten away with a narrative reason that dithering stuff is happening. Like oh, your screen is like refreshing. or
Adjusting
something.
to the
Yeah.
new atmosphere or something.
All right, so we're gonna land here.
Does every planet have an atmosphere? Is that is
some
that a given?
kind of atmosphere. I mean, some planets are much more toxic than others.
Wait,
Is that what
saying-
separates
are you saying
a-
in life?
Yeah,
Like,
in life. Is that what separates a planet from a moon? Or it's not a size thing, right?
Well,
Because
not-
moons don't have atmospheres.
I don't think that's true.
No?
I think moons can have atmospheres.
So what
So
changes?
this is a
What makes a
low-
moon or a planet?
I think it's size.
This is a very low atmosphere planet.
Think about this.
Oh, that's what Pluto's a dwarf moon. That's why they changed it from a planet. It must be a size thing.
dwarf planet, right?
Dwarf, sure.
Small planet.
Yeah.
So like a moon orbits a planet orbits a
Yeah.
sun.
Okay. There you go. Whoa, that looks kind of fun.
Hey, you're playing what's it called?
Minecraft,
No.
Worms?
No.
Scorched Earth.
No.
Grand Theft Auto.
No. The company is Utilicorp. You Bad
What?
Corp.
Oh, Red.
You're playing Red Faction.
Ultor.
Ultor.
Red Faction Gorilla.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're on this planet.
That's cool. Did you have to make that gun?
So yeah, so you start out with a very weak multi-tool. That's what this gun is. In fact, let's go in here real quick.
I don't have to. She knows it's a multi-tool.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
here's your
You're
main
welcome,
inventory
everybody.
areas. You have this backpack. Thanks for that, Vinny.
Uh-huh.
The two systems you primarily have to maintain as you're playing are life support, which you feed with carbon elements, and hazard protection, which you feed with these different elements that they show
And these
there.
will tick down.
Yes,
constantly?
and these are all things that you just find on these planets.
When you said you respawn, but like, is there any penalty? Do you lose resources or anything when you respawn?
So I think you do have to go to where your body was. You do lose some resources, but it's not like, I don't think it's a crazy penalty. And usually, so I haven't died in this game. I've had to restart from a previous save a couple times because of bugs, but that was in again, the unpatched version. I have not died from just doing stuff in the game yet.
Okay.
This planet was supposedly undiscovered, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is going on?
So it's undiscovered by you and players. There are
Okay.
alien species that do have bases on these different
here?
planets.
Alien species that make road cases.
Yeah,
full
so
of-
you saw the dude that was at the space station with the fucking Daft Punk helmet?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a species that you interact with.
So it's
and there's a few of them.
Is there voice acting for that?
There is.
Okay.
But like, like
Yes,
Okay.
but so there's a system for how you learn how to deal with their languages, which are these knowledge stones that you find on planets.
Is it like a decoder ring?
Kind of. It's like Rosetta Stone spread across the entire fucking universe because
Sweet.
every stone only gives you one word from each language.
really one actual
Oh,
word.
yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Now there's like in some planets there's like you'll see hundreds of them floating around, and some planets like this one there's like almost nothing.
Who's this guy?
Those are sentinels. They are kind of running around scanning, and they don't like it when you do things that are bad, like blow
space
things
cops.
up.
Can you kill it?
Yeah, you can.
Do it.
They're not fun to fight, but I'll
Oh,
do it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so I got the multi-tool. Actually, I didn't show that. Hang on. Okay. So anyway, you got your backpack here. You can install technology stuff on here that gives you little boosts as well.
Limited spots, 16 slots.
This is
Okay.
a very
Yeah.
Destiny-looking menu.
and you can build more. Like you'll find stations where you can add more slots to your backpack.
Okay.
Uh,
Permanently.
Yeah, Starship, here's your cargo. Part of the thing about, getting new... Oh, I need to get some carbon in there. Hang on 1 second. Out of range. All right, fine. Anyway, here's your multi-tool. This is not the starter gun. This is one that I found at a station and I paid for it. And again, here are boosts and things that you can add, like this scanner that allows this analysis visor. There's what allows me to sort of scan for all the different stuff in the environment. I'm gonna need to get some carbon here real quick because this will fuel my my life support.
Is Space Cop going to be mad that you're...
So if I shoot in the direction of Space Cop, he will be mad.
But if you just destroy these plants, you're fine?
They don't really care as much about that. They tend to get mad when you start taking away rare resources.
It looks like he's...
He's
I don't
pretty
think
pissed.
I don't think he's shooting mad. They turn red when they're really mad.
Is there no pause? It looks like.
There is. If I do this, that's a pause.
Okay, but you can't go through the menu without.
Not that menu. No.
Okay.
Pull over.
Look,
Are you drunk?
I'm just trying to live, man. Just let
Sir.
me live. All right.
I like the way those things shake when you use the tool on them.
Yep.
It doesn't look like it enjoys it. Wait, did that plant... Is stuff respawning?
Well, I mean, there's just lots of those different plants floating around.
I thought I saw something like glow and respawn, but maybe you scanned it. That thing's just
That's it.
freaking out. Just
Yeah, it's kind of having a moment here. A little cave down here. Let's see what we got.
Do you have grenades?
Yes, I do. My gun has grenades.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. That's
Wait,
faster.
you deformed the Earth.
Yep.
Or
Oh,
the planet.
When you fire the grenades, it leaves little craters.
it is Red Faction.
I thought you couldn't...
Could you shoot your way through the entire planet and come out the other side?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that would be difficult.
I remember asking them, so everything is from a number, right? All these planets are generated from like a spreadsheet of numbers.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all
So
yeah.
fractals and whatever. I remember asking them, like, hey, could I carve my name into the planet so that, like, when the next person comes and discovers my planet, will they see that? Because does it right back to the initial seed number? And he said, no, that's not how it works. So,
So like this stuff that Alex is doing here, like if somebody else
I
came
suspect
and
they-
landed on this planet right now,
I suspect they wouldn't see it.
so would we even see each other? Let's say I had my console hooked up right here, and I did find a way to fly to this planet right now.
Right.
I know they said the odds of running into another player are super low, but if we set it up like that, would you see me, or would we have to be on the same like server?
I don't know. I don't really know.
I
It's
think
just-
they said no.
they said the likelihood of you ever encountering another player was extremely low.
But I mean, it'd be weird to even have that be possible if it wasn't something you couldn't.
I think if it's there, it's the interaction you can actually do is pretty limited.
Okay.
So
I thought you can send coordinates of something to your friends.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Does it not surface your friends at all? Like, hey,
I have not
friends
seen
playing?
a friends list of
Oh,
any
okay.
kind in this game. That's definitely not something that they're pushing.
Okay.
So let's say I did land, but I couldn't see you. Would the stuff you're doing to this planet, like taking down these resources and everything?
I don't know. I
There's so
honestly
many
don't
questions
know.
still about this.
I don't think so.
So you think I would still be able to harvest those?
I think
they'd
you'd-
still be there.
I think you would see exactly what Alex saw when he landed.
just a clean slate. Like, hey, here's the
That's-
pure planet.
Unless they change again. This was like 2 years ago or something
Yeah.
when I asked that question.
All
Do
right.
you know? Can you run all the way around a planet?
So yeah, you can. You can run anywhere. It just takes a long time. Like it would have taken me a few minutes to get over here if I had just decided to walk.
Could you fast travel back to your ship?
So there are these little tag areas. So there's basically a thing called a bypass chip that you can craft. And if you plug that into one of their, if you're at a different station, you plug that into one of the little devices, it'll bring your ship over.
Oh, okay, like Batmobile style.
Kinda,
Ooh.
yeah.
Can you ever have more than one ship?
As far as I know, no. You only can use one ship at a time.
Can you get like a rover and drive around?
No. There's no rover as far as I know.
Oh, like those are almost like the Borderlands things.
Oh yeah, the little I know what you're talking
Save
about.
Points.
Let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here. Let's do a quick scan.
That looks nice.
How would you know if something is rare?
The different elements are classified. So if you pick up, if you see a vein of something, it tells you what kind of element it is, and they're all ranked on sort of like a rarity or usefulness.
Can you do any of that from your ship, or do you have to land?
Yeah,
at
you
this
can
point?
you can do it from here. There's also a scanning thing from your ship, but I haven't really figured out what that does yet because that wasn't really available in the pre-patch version.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like I've scanned for stuff and it'll kind of show me like, okay, there's like a question mark icon over here, which means there's either a station or a monolith or something over here, but that's kind of been it. All right, so let's see, what do we got a vein of
It'll be
here?
cool. The cops are here.
Yeah, I
it'll
know.
be cool.
All right, so this is Heridium. This is not a rare, but this is a useful element.
Look
So
at
I'm
you
just gonna take a bunch of it.
destroying this planet.
Yep.
That looks
There's
pretty
really
fun.
not much on this planet anyway. This is definitely one of the more desolate ones I've seen.
So have you been on planets with life forms yet?
Yes, I've been on. In fact, most of the planets I've been on have been pretty lively, I would say.
Can you just chew through this rock right here?
No. Regular terrain, you kind of can't really do anything with.
Did you have to build that jetpack?
No, you just have the jetpack, though you can add boosts to it that make it like last longer and do more.
So it's just a cooldown from the beginning.
Yeah,
Okay.
How that goes pretty quickly. That life support.
it
huh?
does. Let's take this plutonium. I need this for fuel. Oh, all right.
Is
let's move-
Earth in this game?
I don't think so, and that's actually a thing I have a question about. Not so much Earth, but like you're meeting these alien species. I am wondering if at some point are you going to like find a home planet for them,
Huh.
or is that just not really in the mix?
Yeah.
Not sure yet.
Alex, tell me about Geknip.
So there are also some items you can find that are you just use to sell on the commodities market, and that's one of those things.
Are they like space chips?
I
They look
don't
like potato chips.
I don't really. Let's find out.
I think
Let's
you just
see.
got rid of your Geknip.
No, I just moved it.
Oh, okay.
I just
Yep,
moved
there
it
it
to
is.
my ship cargo. So
It looks
this
like a
is-
treat.
It's an edible product, much like the Gek,
All
who
right.
are a species that I interacted with more in the pre-patch version.
Deep cover gecko.
Yep. And there's not really anything for me to do with this, but I can sell it, and especially you just want to wait for there to be a good price on the market
Oh,
for
of
it. And then you
course.
sell it. In fact, actually, there's a what is this? Yeah, it's the Intergalactic Market trading station right here.
What do you have your money in?
It's got a bit of a Wheatley portal thing there.
A little bit.
Sure. Wait,
Alright.
this is
This is connecting me to the network, the commodities
is this a
market network.
secure?
I think it's as secure as anything in this game gets. Nothing. Yeah, not any great prices here right now for anything that I have. So I'm gonna stick with what I got.
Oh, I see. It tells you the average in the
Yeah.
galaxy. There was a one that was like plus 2%.
Yeah, but some of those are elements I want to hold on to for right now.
And you have limited space, I assume.
Yes, and you know, as you get bigger ships and you build out your backpack, you can have more space.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're flying away.
Yes. All right. Let's see.
Does your ship go into autopilot when you go into this menu?
No, it just kind of it plugs you along.
Okay.
Have you crashed your ship?
I have not crashed my ship. I did have one bug happen to me in the pre-patch version where the ship broke, and that's how I got stranded on that one planet.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see if there's anything else on. I don't think there's really much else on this planet. It looks like there's a tower over here. I'll go over here, and then we'll probably head out into deep space.
Is it worth? So, Alex, yeah, I got this game. In your experience so far, is it worth like me combing every inch of a planet, or like, am I gonna miss something big?
I would say there's a likelihood there might be something you miss, but there's so much stuff spread across so many different
Yeah.
planets.
Like it would just be impossible.
Yeah,
right?
it would be it would not behoove you to worry about trying to comb every inch of every planet.
So it's unlikely that there's like this
Whoa.
capital city on the other side of the planet with
no,
skyscrapers
it's
and stuff.
more stations and things like that. So that's
Oh,
a tower.
you did a tower.
I found a tower.
Oh, I didn't realize you could do that.
So
okay.
yeah, there's towers spread throughout the different levels.
Oh.
There's
Oh.
an
See,
alien out
that's
here.
cool. Let's go find that
Go
guy.
shoot it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can fuel up or anything here real quick before we go. If there's any knowledge stones or anything around.
Freaking cops are everywhere.
Yeah, they don't quit.
Would it tell you about that life form if it was one you already knew about
Well, it has nothing to do with knowing about
or
it.
discovered it or anything?
Yeah, I think it's basically it's indicating that there's someone, not necessarily mission critical, but there's someone you can talk to get something.
So it's a someone. It's not like, hey, this thing's like a Wolverine running around.
No. This
Okay.
is, they're saying intelligent life, so it's probably just someone manning a station.
What about this old factory?
Yeah, let's see what's going on over here.
Can you do a mission inside it, like Fallout style? Whoa.
So not really. Basically, what'll happen is sometimes they'll ask you for stuff, and if you don't have it, you can go get it for them. And they'll give you things in return. No real knowledge stones on this planet, I gotta say. That's the first time I've seen one not actually have any so far.
Is it saying this factory?
Oh,
remember when this
some
happened?
bad shit happened here.
The old Nabisco factory.
So this is something I ran into in a couple of other spots. This weird alien infection that's sort of taken over an abandoned station. I never got very far with it, so I don't really know what actually is happening here. But this is kind of how the story is delivered in situations like this.
Oh, okay. Who is talking?
Is that you?
I think this is your internal narrative.
I assume you're just some like unnamed, like there's not some character customization.
No,
you don't
no.
see yourself.
You never see yourself.
Do you yourself get any kind of like gear to put on? Like I know you can upgrade your jetpack and things like that, but is it like, oh, I found this new helmet or this new cloak?
So no, it's all just upgrades that go for, that just give you boosts for like if you get a new helmet, it has to do with like you being able to swim underwater for longer amounts of time, that kind of stuff.
And there was like a data pad. Is that not?
I don't think that's a thing you can pick up.
Okay.
Anything that's like glowing like this is something you can interact with.
These loot boxes.
Yeah, basically I'm just getting extra fuel here, which I need, so that's helpful.
How about this?
Also, there are these little things. Sometimes these will give you boosts for your multi-tool. Sometimes in this case, so for those science things, basically you're plugging in some stuff and it's telling you, hey, you just did a science experiment for this alien race. That's great. They like you.
You
now.
just took a rat
It
out of
was
a
like
tube.
a
That's not an
little
experiment.
A rat dinosaur. You shave it up. It makes you a more virile man. Just eat the horn.
There's something here too. Can I get to this?
You're stepping in the goo.
I guess I can't get to that. Sometimes those little orb things will be there, and that just gives you like a little more, like another word for the language stuff.
How about that terminal on the wall? The other one behind you? Nothing?
This one is usually like a health
Okay.
boost.
Oh, restore shields. Got it.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, these little installations. Are they cookie cutter? They all look the same?
So depending on the alien species, they look a little different. Like whoever planted this stuff down, but it's kind of the same basic idea no matter what. Oh, my life support's offline again. Great.
Like original. What, are you flying away? Original Mass Effect style.
All right, I need to find some more carbon real quick.
How does this
there we
game
go.
handle loading? Is there a lot? I haven't seen any yet.
You'll see a little bit of chugging sometimes when you go from planet to planet, or planet to space and back again. But it's not really much in the way of loading that I've noticed.
So it's all kind of like background stuff, it seems?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a survival game?
Yes.
Oh.
It totally is, but it's a light one. Like it's not asking a great deal of you. It just kind of find resources and then plug them into this stuff, and there you go. Like, I wouldn't call this game particularly complicated.
Do you
Sure.
have to spend a lot of time managing like inventory space, or is it pretty obvious? Like, oh, I can trash this, I can trash this.
Yeah, I'd say it's generally pretty obvious. Like, I've tried to keep some of the rare elements on me, just in case there's a good use for them. But in general, like most of the like iron and carbon and stuff, like you can just burn through that shit. Okay, do I not have plutonium? No, I have a little. Let's put this in the launch thruster. There we go. That should get us.
You can go sell drugs to that alien?
Yeah. So if I land again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to refuel. So let's make sure that I'm landing for a good reason.
Oh, wait. What happens if you don't land?
Well, the next time I land and it's not on a launch pad,
Okay.
I will need fuel to get off.
Does it cost more fuel to take off than it does to fly?
So it only costs fuel to take off when you are not on a launch pad.
Got it.
The rest of the time, it's just like, okay, yeah, you're fine. You'll just go.
That dithering is intense.
Yeah, I mean, it's trying to generate a lot of stuff here.
So it says photon cannon. Can you just shoot at any time? Can you shoot at resources down there?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
Can you
shoot-
harvest this way?
So if you shoot asteroids, that will give you resources.
Can you shoot this guy's little camp?
I kind of don't want to. I want to talk to this person first.
Sure, of course. Yeah, find out what his interests are and then blow him up.
Yeah.
Are you landing on the pad?
I think I am.
There's no way to really know.
Generally, if you fly over the pad, it will put you on the pad.
Okay, that's nice. Alex, a serious question: is it marking territory on the map that you've discovered? Is like a fog of war for the map, so you know where the places.
Not really, but if you've been to a place, like it won't show as a question mark anymore.
Sure.
It will say like, "Hey, this is what this place is," whether it's a base or a depot or what have you.
Is there a map that you can look at and just zoom out all the way and get a sense of like the scale of the universe?
Well, so you'll see the star map when we go back into space. That kind of gives you an idea of how much stuff you can explore.
But for the planet, can you spin the planet around and see?
Not really. I haven't found anything that really lets you do that. It's just kind of not the way this stuff is designed.
Full inventory. Huh?
Yeah. So
Story of my life.
let's see. What can I drop off? I probably don't need all that iron. I'll just move that into cargo. What do I get here?
So I kind of get this now. So you go and find.
Gra. Awesome.
Go make sure that you find the intelligent life form and then steal all of his shit so they know it that you're
Yes.
stealing it.
Yeah. You want to hurt them. You don't just want to rob them.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
like stealing stuff from like civilizations that are gone. That anybody
Yeah.
could do that.
You gotta look into their eyes while you twist the knife.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Be like, oh, we've only got enough cuckoo bars for the last another moon cycle.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to do.
What is this guy doing? I'll just take your gun.
Well, I'd have to buy it.
Do you?
Could you take it off the wall and shoot him in the head?
Could you
No,
shoot this guy?
You can't shoot when you're in these
Oh.
rooms.
Can you go outside? And
I'm gonna
then
sell
blow
some
it up?
stuff real quick.
All right, you do you. I don't want to tell you how to be a space entrepreneur.
Look, man, I'm just trying to make it out here.
I'm just what
In
you-
this space.
everything you have told me is that the likelihood of anybody finding you is like zero. So
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this
basically,
aluminum. I'm gonna sell this fascination bead too, because I don't really need
should
that.
not sell your
Fascination beads.
fascination beads.
No.
Keep
no.
feeling
You
fascination.
gotta toss those.
Yeah. Once you've put them up there,
Oh,
you
yeah.
really need to.
These belong to a friend.
Ooh.
I found these.
Oh, I can make.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
should
in the dishwasher. They're fine.
Should I save this aluminum for later? You know, I'm gonna sell some of it, not all of it.
What's electron vapor?
That's something you use for crafting later on.
All right.
I'm not gonna sell all this aluminum. I'm just gonna sell.
You're
some.
getting a good price for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell like 100. That'll probably be enough.
Oh, the price is going down each time you sell it.
All right, there we go. That's a decent little chunk of change. All right, now let's go talk to this fella. Hey, what are you doing?
It's Pokemon Go.
Oh, you guys, yeah, I was just checking Facebook.
So as you can see, I don't have any of the words that he's described so far.
If you had like Fitzawar,
you would
it
see
say like
you would see
Steve?
you would see the English version of that word.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
know if they're letter for letter substitutions?
No.
Okay.
Life form is a complicated creature. Research data. See if I can comprehend it. It's clearly seeking my opinion on the intellect level of my own species.
Point to the beaked trader. What's the beaked trader? Is that him?
He doesn't.
I
have
don't know
a
if it's
beak.
like what. The thing is, I don't know what it's asking.
Yeah.
for.
Okay. It
Right,
shows
we
you
gotta point to
complicated, see if
something.
I can comprehend it.
I'll point to the electronic life form. See what we
Oh,
get.
what an idiot.
Okay, so I didn't know what he wanted.
Yeah. Blow him
Those
up.
decreases are not like
His
big,
hand-
major.
His hand's already clipping through the chair. He's a ghost. Oh, you can do this again?
Well, I can talk to him about something else.
Oh.
So those are words that I have:
Traveler.
Korvax, Convergence, Traveler, and I can ask for stuff here because we have a decent relationship. So he's going to give me some fuel.
He just gave it to you?
As long as your standing is high enough with the species, they will give you stuff.
That's
Are there
super nice.
meters that show like in GTA 2? Like it's like oh
Not-
the Zaibatsu hate you.
It kind of just it tells you when you talk to someone of that species, like kind of where you're at with
Okay.
them.
And this is part of the Atlas stuff, this milestone?
No, this is just in there. Like it always like
Oh, there's just
basically as you're
achievements.
like these are like in-game sort of
Okay.
like not necessarily like there are trophies obviously,
Yeah.
but this is
So is that his job or is that his home? Can you follow him home? Like what's that
I think
guy's-
this is where he lives. I think this is where he does his job.
And in case somebody just happens to fly by, he sells stuff to them.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like an
It's a lonely
outpost,
life.
like the, you know.
Dude, it's fucking lonely out
He's like
here.
a Thoreau, right?
Yeah, that's sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a person.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to space.
Shoot.
We've seen enough of this shit ass planet.
Shoot a photon. I wonder if the space cops would come after you.
You want to find out?
I kind of just want to see if there's anything destructible.
I mean, we could do it in the next planet, but if you want me to do it now, I can do it now.
I'm curious to see if anything would blow up. I doubt it, right? Like I doubt.
So you can blow off like doors. Sometimes you'll find like an installation that's been abandoned, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything was really.
So you can blow up ships though. Like you can get into space combat.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
Will that affect the greater world? Like you'll start a space war by like you just blew up a bunch of innocent
I think it
ships
has
and-
more to do with your standing. Like Austin was telling me about a situation where he ran into a distress call and he ran into some space pirates and he ended up fighting those space pirates. I have not seen anything like that yet.
Okay, so you can't become like a vigilante or
Whoa.
like on the lam.
What is
Whoa.
that?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what the levels are as far as like the space cops and like how.
Like a 3-star wanted level or something.
Yeah.
What's up with the threads between those planets?
What do you mean?
They look
They're
like they're
just like
tied together.
hyperspace paths or something.
I think those are paths other ships have taken. Like sort of like they're chemtrails. They're
Are
space
there-
chemtrails.
Are there real players?
No, those are probably AI players.
Okay.
All right, we're out of here. We're getting out of this
Get
system.
outta
We've
here.
oh, you know what? Actually, before we do, I want to rename it. Just to make sure everything in this system is got the proper Giantus Bominus naming convention.
Can you tell it to like continue your naming scheme, or you have to?
I can do this, which
Okay.
works. Let's see. It's actually 4, so there we go. And that's our new planet. And a little money. Actually, wait, real quick. I can upload this other stuff that I found.
So you have to upload, otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise you don't get anything for it. Though if you find actual like moving life, sometimes you get a little extra money regardless as to whether you upload or not.
Just for finding it.
Yeah. All right, so that system has been explored. Let's go to our next star
And
system,
this
guys.
again was your starting system.
This was the system I started out in.
You started on Prime.
Yeah.
Okay, star map.
Here we go.
All right.
So this is where we began.
Okay.
This is the path it's kind of recommending for me here.
From there.
If you want to just beeline to the center of the universe, right?
Yeah, it's kind of putting you on a critical path. Now, sometimes on these, you will see like icons that denote something's here. There are special stations that sometimes appear in certain star systems. There are black hole systems, which I have not been to. I have not seen any of those yet.
Probably like that Ren and Stimpy episode if you go in there.
Like Space
Yeah, it's probably
Madness?
not great. All right, so that's too far for me to go. Now, if I want to go off this path, I can. I can go to anything that's within range of my
Any of these dots.
any of these dots that are within range.
Zoom out.
So every one of those is a system?
Zoom
Yes.
out.
Holy
Keep
crap.
going. I want to see the face of God.
Just Andros.
The face of God is this synthesizer someone's leaning on right
Zoom
now.
out. God is drunk and passed out on a keyboard. Keep zooming out.
I'm still zooming.
Oh my. Those are all real?
I think so.
Keep zooming out.
Holy shit.
They should have sent the journalist. Keep going.
Still going.
It's so beautiful.
Are you accelerating?
No,
I
I'm just,
don't think so.
No, you can. Is that
Oh, yeah.
accelerating? There you go. Faster.
Faster.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff. Faster.
Okay, I'm starting to understand why anyone could find and discover
You
stuff.
think this was just if you just kept going? Would, oh gosh.
Did you stop?
that's me out of the map. Yeah.
Like, it
so
would
you
have-
intentionally backed out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
would have to keep
God.
going at some point, right? It didn't. You didn't hit a wall. You did that.
I did that.
Wow.
It's a lot of little dots.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's
little.
a lot of space
All right, so
rocks
basically
to shoot.
nothing has really been discovered in my my zone
your
here.
cluster.
Yeah. So
Where are you gonna go, Alex?
let's see. Where should we go?
So you said in your pre-patch playthrough you did 3 solar systems.
Yeah, I got about 3 deep.
What is limiting you? Is it like you have X amount of fuel and you can go 30
Yeah,
light
so
years?
it's how far your drive will take you, and you can get upgraded drives and things like that.
Where is the center of the universe?
That's a good question. I think that's it. I think that big bright light.
Oh.
Can you warp there? Or I
No.
mean, like zoom in there and see what's nearby, like a McDonald's or something.
All right, I can try if you want.
Is there something on the way?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how far this is. The synthesizer. Again, that's great. It's right next to the gas. You know, a lot of people hit it. I wonder if it's getting bigger or not. Because
It has to be, right?
I don't know. I can't tell.
At some point you would pass it and it would be behind you.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's getting bigger.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh my
All
God, this is huge.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna do for real. We're gonna for real pick a
Okay.
system.
You going to the for real system?
Yeah, I'm gonna go where this thing is kind of recommending that I go for now.
And is it
Um,
only highlighting the ones that you have the capability to fly to now? Like all those like white ones, it seems like you can't pick those.
I think you can kind of you can highlight anything, but you can only go to a certain distance. So you can see on there like this is how far I'm going. It's 55, almost 60 light years.
How do you know how far you can go?
That's just kind of based on like you just kind of learn that based on how far you can go. Like you just sort of fuck around until you can figure out how far you can go.
What do L1 and R1 do up at the top there? Bleep bleep.
That's free exploration mode.
Oh, so you're not locked to it.
yeah.
Okay.
So
what if you keep tapping that thing? Do you have anything else you can do with it?
right now this is it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go
Do it.
here. And as you can see, that's still 175,000 light years from the center.
Yeah,
Oh.
give or take.
Still a lot.
It's a jog.
Anyway, we're going
Engage.
there.
Engage.
And so this is the closest thing to a loading screen you will see is just this hyperspace to the next system.
Which is great because you want this.
Yeah,
In
totally.
a game where you're going
Can you
through the
move?
galaxy.
Not really. I can't really do anything during this.
Okay, and then you're gonna be a star child.
So you can't do anything?
No,
Can you pick which tape you put in your helicopter?
afraid not.
It'd be kind of cool if you could play music.
I would
off
love
your-
it if there was an MP3.
Yeah.
Like if I could fucking
Listen to
throw
some
on some
podcast or something,
Credence as
yeah.
I'm driving
Yeah.
through the universe.
It'd
That'd
be pretty
great.
Or like get stuff like, oh, I want hanging like dice or something from your ship.
Like the Rebel Galaxy soundtrack.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Uh-oh. Hi, guys. Funny
right.
meeting you here.
So hey, check out these big ass ships that are just kind of dragging ass through space here.
So are these the kind of ships that we were talking about before?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if these are the exact ones that people will be able to eventually build, but like you see these from time to time. These just big fucking freighters and battleships and stuff just kind of dragging ass through here.
What do they do?
They don't really do anything. They're just kind of there to give some flavor to the universe, I think. I don't know. I think theoretically I could attack them, but I would probably get destroyed.
From what? There's
Yeah,
nothing
try
on
it.
them.
Come on.
No, don't
There's
try
no
it.
one there. Throw a rock at that window. Come on.
No, I
No
think,
one's home.
All right, how about this? I'll compromise.
Yeah.
Fly into its engine.
No, I've done that.
sounds
You
way
just bounce
worse.
off it and take damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't go inside the ship through
No.
its engine port?
No, you can't. All right.
What kind of game is this?
Should we go to this first planet here?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I mean, towards the end of this, we're going to shoot a ship, right?
I think so.
And fly into the sun.
And fly into the
We'll
sun.
we'll find some ways to mess this up. Oh, I think this is a real oceany planet.
Can your ship go underwater?
The ship cannot, but you can swim.
I really wonder if it's a technical thing with the drawing in, if the PC, because it might just be like, this is how this stuff has to go. It's a cool looking planet.
Yeah, this one seems a lot more
A
lively.
bunch of radishes.
Is your ship any faster than it was when you initially started? Like, can you get speed upgrades?
There's something down in the ocean.
Do it.
Oh.
It doesn't.
I
wanna
can't go down
underwater.
there,
Ship-
but I can swim. So let's find a place to set down. I should try and find like an actual.
There's an abandoned facility.
That's a manufacturing facility
That's
off
a-
planet.
Hmm.
All right, we'll go there later.
You can land in the water.
No, I can't.
So does this planet exist in everyone's game with the same mountains and lakes
It
and
should.
everything?
It should all be pulling from the same general
Seed
idea,
or
like the
whatever.
same seed. Yeah.
So the universe is locked for everyone.
Yes.
Like it's all the same.
So
That's
they
like
did.
as
So
far
they
as I
made a
understand
change
it.
to that. So apparently they can make changes to it whenever they want.
Okay.
Before the patch, what they did was they changed some stuff. So now there are actually like dead moons that appear. Like before, every moon still had something on it. And they apparently made some other changes to terrain and other things. So what do we got here? What is this tree? Tell me about this tree.
Sometimes a tree is just a tree.
In this case, it is in fact just a tree.
If
So-
you took out the stump, the bottom part of that tree, is there physics?
What do you mean?
Like, will the tree fall if you just chop out the bottom of it?
You can't really do that. You can just
Oh.
destroy it altogether
Oh,
or
okay.
not at all.
You're not carving through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like that rock.
No, it's not like the veins of stuff that you were messing around with before.
Would the rock fall if you took out the whole foundation?
The rock would definitely fall if you took away his foundation.
That's true. I've seen it happen.
You want to go underwater?
It's a sad, sad thing.
Let's see what's underwater.
You'd make that like Tooth Fairy movie, and like you don't want that.
No.
Look at that. Can you go underwater indefinitely?
No, you have limits. Like you can see right there. Like I have a breathing limit.
What?
Shooting at the sky.
Sure. No Man's Sky. Nobody owns it.
Let's see.
Wow.
That's me
That's
using
frightening.
That's the jetpack.
Why is the surface of that water so opaque? That's not water. That's methane. Are there sea creatures?
Well, yeah. So there is life under the sea. I've found water creatures on certain planets.
Would you know by now if this planet were inhabited?
Not necessarily. Like, what do you mean by inhabited?
Like, if, have you hit planets that are just like people have cities and stuff?
No,
on it?
I have not seen a city anywhere. The most I've ever seen was a lot of those like installations.
Oh, okay, like outposts and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So you're never gonna pop in on like Manhattan.
Not as far as I know.
This is-
I don't necessarily think that's a never, but I've never seen it.
This is like what I wanted the end game of Spore to be. Like I
Sure.
wanted to start out as the tadpole, grow until I was super smart, and then like, oh, I just built a ship and now I can fly around the whole universe. But that
What
didn't really
was
pan
the
out.
end game of that game?
I mean, there's like 5 stages, right? You're like a tadpole, then you're like a little waddling thing, and then there's like
RTS.
wars. There's like you're walking around on 2 feet or whatever and warring with rival whatevers, and then I think there's like a space part of it.
and then it became like a galactic civ or something, right? Like
yeah, but
where
it didn't really have that many systems in place.
didn't you also want to get to the center of the galaxy there or something?
Maybe I don't remember what
I
the
don't
end game
remember
was
either.
end goal.
Are you gonna drown, Alex?
I don't think so.
I hate this feeling in games.
Where's the surface?
Yeah,
Where is the
Yeah,
surface,
this is
Alex?
actually kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Alex, are you going up or down?
I
Alex, I
think-
think you're going down. Oh my God!
No, I'm going up.
I'm just kidding.
Stop freaking me out.
surface.
I don't.
Alex, you can't breathe.
Alex, you're about to drown.
Oh my God!
What the hell?
That meter.
Are you sure you're jumping?
Yeah, oh my
there's
God,
the-
go up, there it
There's
is.
the surface. There's the surface.
Oh gosh.
See, I'm
Oh,
close.
Alex. Ugh.
And then it just refills with air.
Eventually, yeah.
Get back up there. I need
I'm
more.
gonna stay near the surface for the time being.
That was pretty deep.
Yeah, I didn't realize I'd even gone that deep.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, we're recharging as
You're
we
like
stay up here.
parasailing.
Yeah. And one more should fill it up. And then we're gonna go find this thing that's under the water.
It's like native life form watching this superior life form jump in and out
Where
of
was
the
that?
water.
Question mark.
Jetpack.
There it is.
He's like an angel.
This seems dangerous. You're gonna arrive in 30 seconds.
All right.
I don't think your
let's
bar
get
lasts
one
that
more.
long.
Let's get one more.
Take a deep breath. Wow,
Dive head
you
first.
really go down, huh?
Yeah, apparently it's pretty deep down there. This is actually the deepest ocean I've seen. I mean, they're probably deeper than this, but this is the first one I found that was like pretty major.
And you don't know as far you can take your ship down here.
No, it seemed like they would not let me land on water.
Maybe that's a thing you can get later. Because this,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you. I think you're gonna die.
I kind of want to know what's down
Yeah.
there, but also I think I
Well,
don't know.
do it. You're gonna respawn somewhere, and let's find out what happens.
All right.
Go out doing what you love, which is going underwater.
That's what he always says.
So Alex loves going underwater.
Yeah.
I actually really don't. But
What is gonna be down there?
I don't know.
A sign that says you're fucked.
Probably.
You might be able to make this.
I mean, I might be able to make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back.
What
is
if
the
it's got
problem.
water bubbles in it like Sonic, and then you're fine?
It could happen. All right, you've passed your halfway point.
Yep. I'm gonna make it to this thing.
Do you get to keep what you find?
Hopefully.
There's a flashy thing next to it. Is there air?
Yeah. Basically, there's just stuff down here. Someone just planted one of these things down here as a goof.
But is
Thanks, whoever did that.
Wait, a person can? No, this was undiscovered. Nobody's been here.
Well, I'm saying
Sean
is
Murray
that
did
some
this.
alien species did this.
Yeah, Sean Murray did. Maybe they had gills.
All right. Let's
Kevin
get out.
Costner put
get
that
out.
down there.
There's another thing right next to it.
There was
There's
a
just
a
gear
cave behind you.
There's gear. I don't care.
Maybe there's air
Oh,
in
it's
there.
right there.
I don't care.
You're,
I just wanted to hit this say, hey, I discovered this. I'm gonna die for it.
Oh no. If you look straight up, does it go faster?
I don't think so. I think it's just the same rate.
what do you?
Oh,
Where's
boy.
your health? Okay, it's ticking
The-
down.
It's not
bottom
anything
one.
right now.
There
There
we
it
go.
is. I think I'll survive. I think I'll be
Uh,
fine. It's not ticking down at such a rate that I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Are each one of those boxes another health bar?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, then
Oh, wait.
forget it. You've got days.
What's your EKG thing below the water?
That is your life support.
Oh, I thought that was your life earlier. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
is that
make
like energy tanks from Metroid, the plus signs?
I think so.
Oh, you're totally fine.
Yeah, you can go explore this whole ocean if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm not going to though.
Call your Batmobile. You gotta
Can't
pick
from
up.
here. There's the surface.
That wasn't so bad.
You're fine.
Oh,
All right. Where was my ship? Oh, it's back this way.
so
All
you
right.
actually cannot call it from the water.
No.
Get some air.
What meter is draining when you're using your rockets?
There's a thing in the bottom right. It shows you.
Can you swim like with your head peeking above the water so you're not holding your breath?
It kind of seems like when you're in the water, it kind of sinks you.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
It could be that my suit is real heavy.
I would imagine.
Strip off all your clothes.
It's fine. I can just jetpack above the water for a little
yeah,
bit whenever
I see.
I want to refill that thing. Then we'll head back to my ship, and then we'll. It seems like there's a thing off planet that it's kind of pushing me to, so we're gonna go there. I just want to take a quick look around here, see if there's anything else on this planet of note.
And these are segments we're seeing in like the texture of the water. Is that what those lines are?
I think so.
Okay.
Procedural generation, baby.
I guess so. I didn't know if it was like some kind of alien net you were
Yeah.
in.
So while we're here, and this is gonna take a few minutes, I'm gonna tell a little story.
Oh, tell me a little story.
Tell you about how I ended my time in the pre-patch version.
Okay.
So, up to that point, I was in my 3rd star system, and I was getting ready to head to my 4th. Everything I'd kind of seen up to that point had been a fairly lively planet. Even like some of the moons I'd been on, even if they were like tundra or whatever, there was still some life around. There was still stuff happening. But there was one more planet in this last system that I hadn't been to yet. So I was like, all right, I'm going to check this out real fast before I hyperspace out of here. Where I ended up was the closest thing to hell I can imagine in this game. It was just sheer, brutal-looking cliffs everywhere. And at the bottom of them, just really hot, steamy water. But shallow. That had these, like, pulsating, like, fucking ball sack looking shrimp things and
Life forms?
like little life forms that just obviously weren't sapient but were there.
Sure.
This place sucked. Like there was just almost nothing there. There was a little bit of like resources that I could use but not really, and like the one station I went to was abandoned. I was like, all right, fine, whatever, this place sucks, I'm gonna leave. Try to leave, bug hits me where my ship kind of fucks up as I'm trying to leave the station. Like it starts spinning around crazy and I basically have to restart.
Oh, okay.
There
Restart.
Like I have to start from a previous save.
Okay.
That brings me back to where I was, but in so doing, my ship was damaged.
Oh.
I think it was a bug in that version where when you would do that, sometimes your ship would your engine would suddenly be busted.
And it's saved with that damage?
Yeah, so in order for me to get off this rock, I was going to have to repair my engine, and that would require me farming a bunch of iron, which was there, but in fairly scarce amounts.
It was taking you hours.
Not hours, but probably like
Days.
half an hour to 45 minutes to get everything I needed.
What? Is that a guy?
It's a
Shoot him.
space cop.
Shoot it.
No, those dudes are just hanging out.
Those are just kids in ATVs.
Yeah. So I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, look, I'm going to have to restart this damn game anyway. So instead of trying to farm this and figure out how to fix my ship, I'm going to see if I can find life on this planet. I'm going to find another person. Someone's got to be on this thing. So I start walking around, and I start, looking for stuff. And I'm finding these knowledge stones here and there, and just kind of hunting. And for a longest time, I don't find anything. It is just these cliffs. They are almost impossible to fucking scale. I see little life forms here and there, like creatures will sometimes show up, but it's dead. And I finally, after like half an hour of walking and constantly having to find little resources to keep my my energy and my shield up, I finally find another station, and it's one of those ones that has the alien goop in it.
Oh.
No one's there.
Of course not.
So I'm like, all right, fuck, I'm probably dead, right? Like, I should just stop. Then I wander around a little bit longer. I find one more question mark. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to find the thing. I go. Oh, I don't have enough for a launch thruster. I got to find some of that.
Speaking of having to find some stuff.
Yeah, speaking of finding, this is actually perfect that this would happen now. So I start looking around, and I eventually, like, after just an hour of walking around, and just like this environment it seems like the outer limits of what this thing is supposed to be able to produce.
Like one of the extremes?
Yeah, like it seems like none of it seems right. There's like cliffs that just don't make any sense. There's like these weird jutting things that they look man-made but obviously aren't.
You found yourself in a Lovecraftian nightmare.
Kinda, yeah. Finally find my way after just an hour of searching to this last question mark. It's a monolith. It's not a person. It's a monolith. I go there.
What does it say?
And I hit the interact button.
What does it tell you?
And it tells me that basically like there's a dead bird there.
What?
and it reanimates it.
Oh, it brought a bird back to life?
Yes, and by doing so, this thing is screaming in pain. Like
Well, you
it's-
brought it back to a hell planet.
Yeah.
It was peacefully resting.
Like it basically is asking me, what are you gonna do about this?
The bird.
Yeah. So I kill it.
You shot
That's
Wait,
one
you
of the
brought it
options.
to life, it caused it
I
pain,
didn't,
and then
I
shot
didn't
it?
bring it to life. I just came to the monolith and it did that for me.
And then what?
It rewarded me.
For what it give you?
It gave me I forget, it was like a schematic or something
For putting it down?
for putting it down, for showing it mercy by killing it.
Did that seem like a semi-scripted thing? Or
Yeah,
does that
I mean
seem...
it seemed like one of the randomly generated scripted events.
Okay.
But so I do this, and then right as I finish that off, I get an alert that there's a storm coming in. And the storms on this planet are just walls of purple dust. Like, it looks like an early generation N64 game. You can't see shit. So,
Turok comes and kills
after
you.
killing this bird and sort of, putting it out of its misery, oh, hey, a knowledge stone. I let the storm come over me.
and then you died?
And then in my headcanon,
Uh-huh.
that was how I died on that on that desolate, horrible planet.
So do you think somebody will come and reanimate you into a screaming pile of bones?
Probably not, but that's
And be rewarded for it
Yeah.
after they put you down?
But moments like that,
Yeah.
even in the pre-patched version of the game, I gotta find some fucking plutonium because I don't have any right now, or I need to find another station to go to.
Maybe you gotta find some plutonium. What, just go to the local store and buy some plutonium?
Yeah, that's what I get for landing without plutonium.
That's fun. That's a fun little narrative you made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the kinds of moments you have in
Whoa.
this game.
You drew your piece.
I did. Gotta find some plutonium. There's gotta be some. Oh
I-
wait, I see some. That could be it
Maybe
down
in
here.
your future, I suppose everybody. I don't know the actual Back to the Future quote, but there's a plutonium quote.
See, Alex, that bird story is exactly the type of thing that I want to happen in my experience of this game.
Yeah.
My concern is I wonder how much of that will happen versus how much of this, which is like, I just want to take off and keep going, but oh no, I don't, this number isn't high enough.
So
and
a
I just need
smarter
to
player,
wander.
a smarter player than me would have made sure they had plutonium before they landed on this planet.
Okay.
That is kind of the thing, is that you just kind of need to be mindful about what fuel you need versus what's just kind of ancillary.
So like this happens to you once or twice, and then you realize.
Wait,
that
I thought I had plutonium. I think I'm being dumb. I think I have plutonium.
Okay.
It said you don't have enough to take off.
Yeah, I got this little bit here. That's not enough to take off. So I just need to find a little bit more. There was like a collection of like power icons down there.
Down
I'm trying
there.
to figure out how to even get there.
Those are plutoniums.
They could be, or they could be one of the other power elements that you need.
Maybe it was underwater.
There wasn't any water over there. It could be down off the other side of this cliff. Like maybe there's a cave down there. Let's find out.
Okay, let's explore.
This is kind of the fun, right? Is just exploring. So let's explore.
What's that thing?
That's an element. That's basically telling me there's a type of element over here.
Maybe it's plutonium.
It's not.
Oh.
Blue elements are not plutonium.
Is plutonium on the periodic table? It probably is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
PT.
That's the one from The Simpsons. That's the rod,
A-Rod?
right? No,
Yes, The
plutonium?
Simpsons invented plutonium.
Well, that's what they were representing there with the green rod and Homer's back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. There's some stuff over here. Let's see
There's
what we got.
I don't know what that Simpsons episode is.
It's every opening. He's moving the plutonium in the nuclear
Oh,
plant.
sure,
And it gets
yeah,
lodged on his back,
yeah,
and
and
it goes
he
into
itches it or
his
whatever.
family's car.
Yeah,
With a
okay.
baby in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Baby's-
Yeah, I think it's in this cave over here. Here it is. Found it.
Homer Simpson's in the cave.
I found
Oh,
it.
you did find the cave.
Yeah.
But you gotta get back to your ship after this.
Yeah, it's just a few minutes away. Yeah, that's plutonium.
There you go.
Destroy it.
Give it to me.
How much do you need?
That should be enough, but I'm just gonna take as much as I
why
can.
wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's right here.
Stock up.
Then we're gonna get the hell off this rock and go to another rock.
What's that?
What's what?
There's like other plants and stuff down here.
Yeah, there's some stuff. Let's see if there's anything I can scan. Yeah. Uridite.
Uridite.
How dare you?
How much? Do you think that part will lose its fun?
I mean, the thing is, I found most of the stuff that's on a planet usually pretty quickly after landing for the first time. So I don't think you really need to spend a ton of time hunting around to find stuff. But, for my part, I kind of enjoy that.
Okay.
I may stop enjoying that after amount of time, but for right now, I've been digging just exploring.
Like, I kind of almost wish it went a little deeper. I know that's not the scope of this game, but like where you are then comparing it to other things you found to classify it and like put it into like some
Phylums and
Yeah.
species and stuff.
Like a little bit
oh.
more of an actual like science categorization game as
A
opposed
little
to
bit.
yeah.
instead of just like
Again,
scanning.
this is a very simplified
Yeah.
version of all of this. It's kind of intended just to be done, you know, like you can just come in here, scan some shit, get some money, and go on to the next thing.
space potato.
I mean, I spent like 4 hours on one planet at one point.
Did you really?
I didn't need to, but there was just so much stuff on it that like I just kind of wanted to look around and see what I could find.
You know, I hear that, and like it reinforces my thought that that guy that got the game early and said it was 30 hours to beat it or whatever. It sounds like that's not the way. Like, I mean, sure, if you want to play it that way, go ahead.
Well, they also made a change to the economic system in the game so that I don't think is actually possible. At least
Okay.
not the exact way that he did it.
Well, basically, just the idea of beelining to the center of the universe. It seems like that's not what this game is
It's
about.
not really in the spirit of it. No, I mean,
Right.
you can do that, I guess. And I'm, as I'm reviewing this, I will probably keep an eye toward the critical path as opposed to, constantly spending tons of time on
Right.
different planets. But I think the way to play this is to take your time however you want.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I mean, that's
refill.
been kind of the promise of the game.
Yeah.
From the beginning. It's like, hey, you can spend a lot of time exploring.
All right, so we've got our plutonium. We can get the hell off this rock now.
Space Cop.
By Space Cop. All right, so we're going to get off this rock. Fuck this
Okay.
planet.
Does that cost you a lot of fuel?
No. Getting off the planet, like, so the boost, the initial, that thrust and that I spent is just to get gravity up. Getting off the rock, like, doesn't actually take a whole lot of fuel.
Where is your fuel now? Wait,
It's just stored.
Can you see a meter or something?
Yeah, is it ticking down?
No, it's just like if I'm looking for plutonium, like this is where you see the meter. It's how much energy does the launch thrust have? How much energy does your pulse engine have?
But you don't have like a fuel gauge while you're flying?
No.
So could you run out of fuel in space?
Well, okay. So actually, there is a little bit of a gauge down here. So you see those 2 meters on the bottom of the.
Yeah.
Under the
next-
135?
Yeah. So that's kind of telling. Like, so if I go to the pulse engine, where's the thing I'm trying to go to? Hang on. Sorry, I gotta figure out where I'm headed. Okay, so I want to head in this direction. 11 hours. That's too far. So let's see what this does. So you see the little pulse drive active thing?
Yeah.
That's ticking down. That's my
Oh,
fuel.
okay.
So I got about a half a tank. That'll probably be enough to get me to wherever this next thing is.
Kelfindino Beba.
So you don't know what would happen if you got stranded in space?
I haven't had that happen yet.
Or maybe
I
you're-
guess it would just take you a while to
Yeah.
get to a space, because there's a station in this system as well that I could just go to and buy stuff if I need to.
Okay.
I could just sell whatever the hell's in my cargo hold and get some fuel if I need it.
Call like a tow truck or something.
Yeah.
What's that number underneath your pulse drive active? Fuel underneath the fuel remaining. It's not your speed, right?
Could be.
Did you
Could
like
be
max your wallet out? It says 9999. Is that a coincidence?
I thought that was your speed.
That's not your wallet.
Or okay,
That-
are
yeah.
you at like a max right now of
I might
whatever
be, yeah.
U is? Okay.
Maybe your engines are. Oh gosh. Maybe your engines are at max,
Could be.
and that was your speed.
Huh.
New planet.
New planet.
Look at those. No human stacks. Books like that. What is going on with those? What is that?
These like crop
designs?
circles?
Yeah. Oh.
Rejected Tetromino
Yep.
planet.
Nope. Got it.
It was drawing in trees is basically what was happening. Yeah, sometimes from a distance, like, the geometry of the world can look a little funky. Once you get up close, though, it improves. All right, so this is, I think, an abandoned manufacturing facility. I don't know what we're going to find here, but let's take a look.
You see a cave.
Why were they telling you about this thing from like another planet?
I got some kind of signal or something that indicated, hey, there's something you might want to go check out over here.
Like main story or main
That's the thing.
quest
I don't
related?
know if this is main quest related or not. Sometimes this stuff is. Sometimes it's just side stuff.
Did you guys ever played Joe Danger?
Oh yeah, I love that game. Both of them.
Did you like the second one?
I like
the Hollywood
movie
one.
Yeah, I mean, some of the gimmicky levels were all right. You know, like, oh, it's a minecart. Now it's an Indiana Jones thing.
it felt a little sloppier or something. Like, it didn't feel as tight.
I think a lot of the, like, vehicles and stuff, like, the first one was just a motorcycle, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so all that controls fine. Some of the vehicles and stuff controlled weird in the movie. But I like them both a lot. Same thing as this game. It's the exact same game.
It is sort of crazy that they went from, Joe Danger to this.
This was originally called Joe Danger 3.
Joe Danger 3, right.
Space Danger.
Then you're like, what if we put Joe Danger in first person?
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Yeah.
Like, I think about this, and I think about, the universe and, God, however you conceive that and what have you. And it's like, imagine if God, before creating the universe that we all exist in, had basically just spent his time, like, generating infinite clowns just to amuse himself.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, I'm just going to make the universe now.
But then
So
God,
I should do something.
God's studio flooded.
All right, so I can't go in here, so I got to blow up this door. That's going to send some sentinels after me in a second.
Oh, they're
here.
not going to like this?
They hate this. They're very mad about this, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're shooting at me.
So are you going to kill the Sentinel?
Well, once I
Oh,
go
God.
inside, they'll leave me alone. I just need to blow this door up.
Why do they just give up the pursuit when you step inside?
They're
do
not-
Do they think that's your home?
Yeah.
Why
they
would you
think-
be shooting the door?
They think I live here now.
Oh, you're like out of sight.
Yeah.
Now it's...
They're not very smart.
it costs a lot
Yeah.
to put a Sentinel
All
on
right, so
every
that's a
planet.
bonus for my thing. Oh,
Oh,
I got
you
some
just
money.
stole money.
Yeah, I stole someone's money. Okay, so something's happening here. I got to figure out what's wrong with the manufacturing facility. Screen flickers to life and letters stamp themselves across it. Nada, nada, escape Atlas, find us, nada, nada.
It's teasing you?
Is Roddy Piper out there somewhere? All right, so I'm taking this animate formula, I guess. Okay, so yeah, this is something I actually did need for the story. Like, finding the formula for a warp cell is something I actually would need.
What will a warp cell get you?
That's how you fuel your engine that gets you to the next star system.
Also, you can create antimatter now.
Yes.
That seems dangerous.
Well, you need it. It's important.
Antimatter, what a black hole is filled with?
I don't think they actually know necessarily what a black hole is filled with because no one's ever been in one.
Would
I don't
you-
think
if you
black
got a
hole is
chance-
filled with anything.
If you had a chance, if some guy came up to you right now and said, hey, I'll let you go through a black hole, would you do it?
Have you heard what happens when you go into a black
No
hole?
one knows. No one's been in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've talked about this before.
Have you heard the theoretical? I'm sure Brad has filled you in with this spaghettification.
He might have said
where
something.
you get stretched out into a
Spaghetti.
molecule, long, thin strand.
Yeah, because that's
the
what
closer you
that's what the
get.
term Event Horizon means. Is the
Yeah.
second you like cross that threshold, it
The
stretches everything out.
gravity is so crazy. It doesn't sound.
But what if it takes you to a planet where a dimension where that's normal and everyone's just weird spaghetti people and it's super fun and nice?
That could be.
I'm saying I would try it if given
You
the
would.
opportunity. Yes.
You would say today. What you couldn't communicate. No guarantees.
I don't get a walkie-talkie.
You don't get a walkie-talkie. There's no guarantee, so nobody would ever even know what happened to you.
And if I get a Wi-Fi signal, I could FaceTime even if cellular wasn't
No,
working.
you're not allowed to bring your cell phone. You got to turn it off.
Okay.
I think
Black
you're
hole rules.
grossly overestimating the AT&T network's capabilities.
Tell you what, if I was near death, terminal illness, and I was
that's
like,
an easy one.
ah,
though.
is that cheating?
That's cheating.
Okay.
It would have to be right now. A guy bursts into the room and is like, I got 20 seconds.
Ah!
Gotta put you in this black hole or not.
Just jumped off a damn cliff for no reason.
Yeah.
So then we would all just be like, I wonder what happened to Dan.
But I would
guess
find
we'll
a way
ne-
back.
I guess we'll never know.
I would meet the alternate dimension version of that guy, and he would send me back here.
You'd be in my closet pushing like socks off a shelf, and I'd have to figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, nobody would spell DDT with my socks. It must be Dan.
Oh, man,
Suck it in socks.
I just found plutonium for days, guys.
It's the code we knew. Oh, look at you, just stocking up.
All right, what do I need here? Let's move something into my... Yeah, let's save this plutonium for God's sakes.
How about this, Dan? Here's a slightly more attractive.
Okay.
They say, "Oh my gosh, we found the Stargate," right?
Okay. I haven't seen Stargate,
okay,
but
so
I know it's
say-
like a
Well, it's a
portal.
gate that
Yeah.
you go to the stars in.
And we
Oh,
say,
okay.
Okay, so it's a Stargate, and it activates, and like on the other side of this is another Stargate
Okay.
that somebody has put somewhere. We cannot put anything through it. Do you want to go through this,
We can't put anything through it
like a probe or something?
Or like a granola bar if I'm hungry or something, right?
No, like only you can go through it, and then once you go through it, you can't come back.
But is it guaranteed on Earth?
No, it's definitely
but it's
not.
in our universe.
It goes somewhere.
So I could conceivably, if this other civilization had a ship, I could be like, hey, man, can you send me back? Sorry about this.
You could, yeah. Or it could be like on a planet that was wiped out.
Could it just be a moon? And I step through, my head blows up because I don't have a helmet?
Could be.
Do I have a helmet?
Yes.
I do? Okay.
It's a really good one.
Okay, so no matter what atmosphere I'm on, I can
Yeah, it's
breathe.
that good.
Yeah, I do it.
But
And I would find my way back. That if we had a camera crew following me too, and I could do a fun reality show of me trying to get back to Earth. People would watch that.
People
would you watch that?
Of course, I
Okay,
would watch
thank you.
follow this guy to another planet. Of course,
And we do the
everybody
Big
would
Brother
watch it.
thing where there's like a website you can go to and there's 24/7 cameras following me. I'll GoPro the whole thing. It'd be like Hardcore Henry, but me going through space.
But what about the part
Yeah,
where
it'll
you
be
can't
just like
bring
that.
any of that? You can only bring your spacesuit.
Well, it's got to be entertaining for people.
No, it can't.
Otherwise, I'm just putting my life on the line.
Yes, it's for your knowledge.
Eh.
How about this? While Alex continues to explore the galaxy, you can travel back in time to any portion of time that you want,
Yes.
but you can't come back forward, and you only last an hour, and then you die.
No.
Okay.
None of that sounds good.
No? Well, so like you wouldn't go back.
I already would have said no, but then the hour thing is like fucking no.
Well, what, you wouldn't go back and see who killed JFK?
No.
Okay. You wouldn't want to see a dinosaur?
I mean, yes, if I could come back, I'm very curious who killed JFK.
Can't come back though.
But no, for a fucking hour and I can't tell anyone? No.
What if you can
and
go-
I don't get to see any of my loved ones ever again?
The sad part is when you find out who killed JFK, it was actually just Lee Harvey Oswald.
That would be
like
the
you
most
went all the way
boring
to
thing in
fucking
the
space.
world.
Like, oh yeah, no, that guy you thought did it, he did it.
Wait, you're
But
just
he
like-
was on the grassy knoll. That's what you didn't know.
You're just like, it was just you? What are you doing here? Is it just you?
How do you shoot it that many times?
It's just, how are you doing this?
That side is crooked.
Who are you? And it turns out, since you did that, you're the
I
second.
distracted him?
You were on
He
the
was in the
grassy
book
knoll.
deposit. Oh, no.
you're the shadowy figure.
Oh, no.
And then it's like, I caused this whole conspiracy.
Oh, man. Do I get arrested?
Yeah, that's why it only lasts an hour.
Oh, man.
You wouldn't want to see like a dinosaur? I would
Yeah,
go.
of course I do, but not if it said in an hour we're going to kill you.
All right, what if you could live the rest of your life?
On the dinosaur planet? Or the Earth when it was the
Nah.
dinosaur planet?
Like whatever. Wherever you want to go.
No, not if people aren't around to talk to.
What
I would die in an hour anyway if there were like raptors everywhere.
I don't know, man. I think talking to people is pretty overrated.
Yeah, it's
personally.
overrated.
Aw.
I'd want to go back to like the time of Jesus and be like, wow, let's meet you. I'm gonna meet. This is the man that this whole Bible thing is after, and be like, this is amazing, or not. I don't know.
Well, how about this? You get the opportunity to do that. Go back at any period in time, and we give you a phone
Yeah.
that is connected to 2016 internet. So you can like fucking Snapchat your entire journey through the past. Where do you go, and what's your story on social media?
You've just described the most horrifying outcome of space travel that I could imagine.
So wait, it's Snapchat though. So is it only
no,
last?
I mean, you can
like
do it. You can Instagram, you can tweet, you can Facebook, you can do anything.
And
Like you
we're
can make
getting-
phone calls, you can do anything.
and we're getting live updates.
Yeah, you can Periscope from 1963 in Dealey Plaza to 2016 if you want to.
And
where do you
they're-
go? What story do you break?
And so are they the people of the time aware that they can do this as well?
I mean, you can show them, but they're going to think you're a witch.
Okay.
or a
but
warlock.
Can I interact to change history and then somehow it ripples
that would
through
probably break the Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
I think, that would
because
probably
like
do
it might
that.
make phones not exist.
Yeah.
So I
and
can't-
certainly not keep your connection intact.
So I can't really change. I can't interact in a way
I
that I
mean,
can change.
we can't stop you according to the contract,
Uh-huh.
but we would strongly advise against it.
Because who knows what I'll do?
Yeah. So where do you go? What do you report on? What do
I
you?
would definitely. Well, I'd definitely go back to like 0 AD.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's like the supposed birth of Christ, right?
Yeah,
So,
so
what?
I-
You're just gonna film like Periscope his birth
Dude,
in the manger?
how
mean-
much money are we talking here? This is like the
I mean,
documentary
that's
of the.
TMZ would pay a lot for that.
This is the documentary.
Yeah. So don't
of
stream
this
it. Save that. Pocket that. Back it up on a Google
one.
Drive.
And then I'd have him sign a bunch of shit.
oh yeah. You
Just-
pull one guy. You pull that Harvey guy into a room. It's like, hey, you can watch this, but like, shut your phone off.
Well, I'm saying like I'd bring a bunch of Bibles and be like, "Can you sign this?"
Yeah.
Jesus, thank you.
Yeah.
I would also probably go back. So that would be option one.
Is the Jesus thing?
Yeah, because
Because you could prove or disprove an entire religion
I'm not
in a
looking
second.
to even disprove it. I just want to talk to the man. and
Okay.
be like,
to Jesus
just
Christ
rap
himself.
with him a
well,
little
then
bit.
don't go to 0 AD because he's a goddamn baby.
well, I'm hoping I'm
go to
I'll
like
last a
go to
while.
like 30. What he made it to 33.
Well, you know, I think I could rap with his parents too, and probably get something out of that.
Hey, they were carpenters.
Wow,
They
I
were
don't think
salt
you
of the
can.
earth
I don't
folks.
think you can rap with his dad, but like maybe his mom for sure.
His dad was no. Wait, Joseph wasn't.
Well,
Joseph
no,
just
his
like
actual
pretended
dad.
to be.
He's talking about his
Oh,
actual.
okay. Did Joseph just pretend to be his dad?
Joseph was Mary's husband.
But was he ever like, oh yeah, that's my kid, or was he just like, no, that's?
I imagine in
That's-
polite conversation, he introduced himself as, yeah, no, that's my kid.
Oh, maybe at
he
some
just
point.
like buried the lead of like, no, he's actually like God's kid.
Well, that wasn't known for a while. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't until he was telling everyone that.
I mean, there was an immaculate conception, so I guess it was like, I'm not really the dad.
Right.
But
I
like,
am
But
deeply-
I'm a parental figure. Like if we're going to an R-rated movie, like he can get in with me.
I am deeply reluctant to assert any sort of knowledge about any of this stuff.
I went to
so-
Catholic school, so I'm a
Yeah.
authority on this subject.
I'll also say
so.
I went to catechism, so for a couple of years, I've been confirmed.
I never got that far.
Uh,
Communion was as far as
so
I
yeah,
got.
I would be super, and I would also maybe slip some stuff into the Bible.
Like
that's
you
a-
would just tell a disciple, like, hey man, when you're writing, hey Matthew, when you're writing this part,
You know what?
Jesus
you
told
know
me
what
this
Je-
thing.
You know what he loved?
he told me some fucked up stuff.
He loved French fries. he
Did France
Boy.
exist back then?
he loved the Whopper.
It was his favorite thing.
It's like his favorite.
And then you invest in Burger King stock
Yeah.
a little bit, quite a bit further in the future. And since that was like Jesus' favorite food,
It was his
Burger
favorite
King's
food.
gonna like overtake McDonald's, and then you're Biff from Back to the Future 2, and you're doing great when you come
Dad,
back
why
here.
do we eat a Big Mac on every Christmas? Well, let me tell
Well,
you.
that's a very
the greatest
interesting
day of the
story.
year.
Let me tell you the story. Yeah, I'd probably put a little bit of stuff in there about like equal fair
Oh, look.
treatment and stuff. There you go.
Living things.
Finally, you can,
Hey, look at those guys.
you can finally stop digging holes here and get my foot out of my mouth. Where it's like, what were they talking about? Look at those.
Those like meerkats?
Yeah, there's something.
Are they? Do you know if they're hostile or not?
So yeah,
One way to
when
find
you-
out.
Yeah, so right there it says radical gender. I don't know what that means. They're tempted as prey, so they're not going to fight, attack you.
Okay.
And if I have the right element, yeah, I do. I can feed them.
Wait, now you don't feed the
What's-
fucking
No,
wildlife.
I fed it what it wants.
Now you've just destroyed this whole species.
yeah, that's fine.
That could be
I'm
like giving a
comfortable
dog
with that.
chocolate. It's
Hey,
gonna-
guess what? There's like 17.9999999 quintillion other planets where I haven't fucked it up yet. So
Well, you might as well take the gun out.
So sometimes what these things will do is they'll
It's happy.
uncover other elements for you, and occasionally they will poop out useful elements for
Wait,
you.
really?
Is it
Yes,
like
very-
D-Dog? Like it'll like find stuff? Like
Yes, it's like D-Dog if D-Dog pooped copper.
So
Okay.
but it can also like transmute.
It can sometimes. It depends on the creature. Not all of them can do it.
That's crazy. I had to come up with all these animations for these things.
Yep. And I've seen some real weird looking wildlife, let me tell you. I saw one that was like a fucking giraffe that had a plant neck. It was weird. It was weird, man.
Yeah, this just seems like a lizard thing, and they kind of have plant ears. Some of them, not the
Yeah.
obviously not these radical females, but the radical males have.
Yes. I don't know what gender radical means, but it's pretty great. Whatever that sentence actually means is not as cool as it probably actually sounds.
Maybe it just means like they're non-binary, like they change.
Well, it could be.
They're fluid.
All right.
it's like seahorses, right?
Seahorses, yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right,
You
let's get off this planet.
You
That's
know,
my
a
feeling.
seahorse is something crazy about a seahorse.
That's what I'm. No, I meant that. I
not
mean,
even
that, like,
not even the gender stuff though. It's like
they like impregnate themselves, right?
I think they change. Yeah.
I think they have sex with themselves.
Sure.
I mean, like in the non like
I mean,
masturbatory
who
way.
doesn't really?
No, I mean like really like.
Oh wait, there we go. All right,
I don't know if
there's
they,
a
like,
space station
penetrate
out here.
themselves.
Let's.
what a weird looking
who
thing.
doesn't?
A seahorse.
What's that?
A seahorse, very odd looking.
Yeah, the ocean has all the weirdest looking stuff.
Oh,
you ever
yeah.
watch Planet Earth? All the,
Yes.
like vampire squids and all that stuff.
Yeah, they just it was just some footage from some sea probe that caught this crazy fish that's like sideways fish and was like they're huge.
Yeah,
Did you see that thing?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah, it's big. It's like the size of a school bus. or
Bite your
something.
head
What?
off, man.
It'll bite your head off. I forget what the heck it's called. It's like a angel fish, but it's not an angel fish. They're big anyway. They're
they're
never caught on
sideways?
cameras. They're like yeah, it's like one of those underwater weird things of like like the fins are like
Oh, and like both eyes are on the same side of its body.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not right.
but is a seahorse a fish?
I don't know, because like what dolphins are mammals, right?
Yeah.
So there's all these weird classifications, like if you have like one hair on your body, all of a sudden you're not a fish.
Well, it's if you breathe air.
Is that what makes a mammal?
There's a couple of other things. I think you have to.
The hair is a big part, right?
Not all mammals have hair.
I think you
Really?
have to birth live young. I think is part of being a mammal.
that is. I believe that is part of it.
What animals birth dead kids?
Well, no, eggs.
Eggs.
Oh,
like the animals
geez,
that
okay,
lay
so
eggs.
so they're not like incubating.
No,
Okay.
no. If your species is
gonna say,
breeding
they're not-
corpses, I don't think your species
They're
like
not gonna move
lasts
forward
very long.
very
You're not
No.
gonna- yeah, except for those necro.
Yeah. Oh, well, we don't talk about them.
Okay.
So I think.
So
I
wait, so
think that's part of it.
do no mammals give birth
Well,
to
there's
eggs?
the
No, wait,
platypus.
chickens are mammals and they give eggs.
I
They make eggs.
I don't think. No, chickens are not mammals.
There's hair all over them.
No, those are feathers.
They're
Is
animals.
feathers different than hair?
They're.
They're birds, dude.
Are any birds mammals?
I don't know. You know what?
I should
Let me
I
tell
should
you
look
what.
up what the kingdom is.
Animal biology, not a thing I know anything about. Just
Well,
right
we're
up
all
front
learning here.
Well, no, I don't know that I actually am. I might be learning some bullshit. In fact,
King Philip crossed over 5 great seas.
Is that the phylum thing?
Yeah, kingdom, phylum, class,
order,
order,
species.
over 5, family,
God damn it, they don't have the element I need.
genus, species.
Species is the last one, right? Yeah.
All right, let's just sell some stuff.
All right, so the kingdoms are the animal, plants, fungi.
Oh, that's like the
All right,
real
just
top
take
level
That's
stuff.
real
Get
top
you
level.
outta here.
Hmm.
I don't need these things.
Are animals the only sentient ones? Like,
Well, no, all animals are sentient.
Right.
Sapient is what we are.
so
that makes
sapient
it
is
separate.
thinking. Wait, no, sentient like a tree isn't sentient.
Well, no, I'm saying like animal life.
What's the difference between sentient and sapient?
Sentient is self-aware, like awareness of your
So
environment.
like
and
us
what
and
you're doing.
gorillas and dolphins.
Well, I mean, I think
And
all
elephants.
living animals that have any sort of consciousness at all, I believe, are sentient. Whereas if you have the self-awareness that humans have,
And then
that's
you're like-
sapient.
And then like, when you're sapient, you're like, why am I here?
Okay, well, yeah. So that's got to be. Do you know the 3 animals that are like self-aware? They did it
No.
with the mirror trick. They do a trick where they put a little splotch of green paint on animals, and they show them a mirror, and they see which ones can tell that it's them in a mirror. Like they look at the green spot in the mirror, and it's like, oh, that's me. It's like humans, gorillas, dolphins, and maybe elephants.
Wait, so what makes how many did they test?
I think most of them.
What if they just got a real dumb fruit fly?
They probably can assume that a fruit fly doesn't know what it is.
Why?
It's a fucking fruit fly.
Oh man, maybe
They don't know what's going on.
That's so mean. What makes a mammal?
I think hair is the
Miserable pile of
primary
little
thing.
secrets. Let's see. All right. Interrupted life from its work, inquiring mask lights, flash up tornado scan from head to foot. Simultaneously, on its datapad, its silicon fingers flick through the images of this planet's plants and creatures before adding my own image. Its facial lighting is starting to dim. Its interest in me is perhaps fading. Need a way to impress. It wants data.
Let's give 'em money. Money
I'll
impresses.
give it some creature scan data.
Hey, did
Oh,
you
that's
know?
what it wants.
Did you know dolphins when you see a green spot?
I think that's his voice.
I'll give you 5 credits for it. Thanks.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Thanks, Al. Mammals.
Be sure to tip your space waitress. All right. Have a good night.
Possession of hair or fur.
Okay, yeah.
Secretion of milk by females for the nourishment of the
All
young.
mammals?
And
Wait, do dolphins? Dolphins can
Nurse?
make milk out of their nipples?
You
Do
never
dolphins
tried-
have nipples?
You never had dolphin cheese?
No.
It is awesome. And birth of live young.
Dan wouldn't have had
Oh,
that.
it says typically the birth of live young.
Oh, okay. So it's not a hard and fast rule. Okay. So the fur, it sounds like that's the first thing listed.
Fur was the first thing listed in
Okay.
this.
Ship.
So not chickens. What are look up what chickens are. Look up what is a chicken.
What's a chicken?
It's a damn bird is what it
Mammal.
is.
I didn't know birds weren't mammals.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
Feathers
that's true
look
either.
like
I
they
absolutely
look
don't
enough
know.
like hair.
Because they're like reptiles.
But dinosaurs had feathers and they were reptiles, right?
Not all of dinosaurs had feathers.
A chicken
No?
is a bird.
A chicken. Okay, and birds aren't mammals?
I bet they're like aviaries.
So are birds a kingdom? So is it like animal? No.
No, the bird is an animal.
No, it's
Right, so-
it's an oligarchy.
Okay.
I can't afford
Um,
that guy's ship.
Yeah, like after that, like reptiles are
What about you?
animals.
Right.
What do you
Mammals are animals. Birds are animals. So you're talking about your
They all fall under
Fine.
animals.
All birds are animals. Not all animals are birds.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
You want
Okay.
to know the rest of them? There are 6.
Yeah, there's 6 kingdoms. Can I guess?
See, there are 6 animals.
Oh, 6 under animals? So this is 6 phylums.
Yes.
Mammals,
Yep.
reptiles,
Yep.
birds.
We named 3 of them already. Yep.
Okay. Oh, man, what other animals are there? They look like giraffes or mammals.
I still can't afford that.
Bugs, insects? Insects or animals.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a little deeper into this.
Check out this hot pink
science.
ship.
Oh, that's pretty good.
How much does that cost?
I don't know. We'll find out in a second here. First, I'm going to see if I can buy some. I'm looking for one element so that I can build a new warp cell.
Yeah, and that'll
So
just
far, no one seems to have it, which is annoying. But oh well.
And it's just the element you need, which you could probably find on a planet if you want.
I could find on a planet, or I could, if the Galactic Trade Network has it, I can get it. But otherwise, yeah, like I can't build a warp cell until I have it. Nah, all these ships are way too much money for what I have. All right, let's go to another planet. Actually, first no, I can't go in that door. Let's go through another planet. How's my engines doing? Oh, my pulse engine's almost out. Shit, that's the element I need. Well, I need my pulse engine. That's kind of important.
That's your main thing, right?
Well, so that's
Launch
my
thrusters to get off the land, and pulse engines like your hyperdrive, right?
No. So hyperdrive is the one that gets you from star system to star system.
Oh, it's
Pulse
actually
engine,
called hyperdrive.
Yeah,
Okay.
pulse engine is the one that gets you quick, like from planet to planet in a star system.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's go find another planet.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? Oh, you were naming the while we were doing this. You were naming the kingdoms, right?
The phylums.
The phylums.
The
right.
animals. The animals.
Yeah, the animals.
Yeah, yeah.
What were you? How you got birds?
Mammals, birds, reptiles.
Yeah, that's right.
Insects and fish.
I think insects are invertebrates, so that counts as
Wait,
its own.
invertebrates.
You're
Yeah.
an invertebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
Does that just mean they have vertebrae?
No, that means they're
the opposite.
They don't have vertebrae.
In
Yeah,
means it's
yeah.
Latin. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I've already been
So
there.
bugs aren't animals.
They are animals. They're animals, and they're under the invertebrates.
Oh, so invertebrates is a.
Is
one of the six.
phylum. Yeah.
Okay, what other invertebrates are there besides insects? Is that like eels
Oh.
and snakes? No, they're reptiles.
Snakes that might have a backbone.
I'm trying to
Those
figure
are
out what else is
reptiles.
in this system.
They got a real bendy backbone if they do.
Yeah.
There's a moon for this planet, which is kind of far.
That's no moon. The moons you could just scan just like any other planet.
Well, you can go to a moon if there's stuff there.
95% of all animals are invertebrates.
All animals? There's a lot of bugs. They're tiny.
It's a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bugs. Too many, arguably.
What about like rats? They're mammals, right?
Definitely.
Okay. I guess I don't know what the sixth one would be.
Well, it's kind of confusing, but it's amphibians and reptiles are split.
Ah, bullshit.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Fuck it. Let's
They,
go to
they
this
should
moon.
change that.
They should. We should.
I'm gonna write my congressman.
Start a change.org. This is bullshit.
I don't think Congress is where you want to go if you want some science stuff done. That's my advice to you.
They love science.
Okay, here's this other planet. That's what I was. It was behind this other one.
Oh, they changed some stuff on the kingdoms.
Alex, pronounce that planet or that moon.
Abjau Foya Baryala Zoni.
All right.
Not for long. Students have become poop.
Whoop. Hostile
Now you
subspace
have to
scan
do that,
found.
Alex.
Hostile ships are on approach. Shit, this is the first time I've had this. God
Oh.
damn it.
Do you know how to fight?
Yeah, you shoot at stuff.
Where's my money?
What
I
do
don't
you
know.
want?
Some guy gave me. It said dolphins see green spots. Is that worth anything to you?
Where's this damn
God damn
ship?
it! Where is that guy? He took off with a ship not too long ago.
Bald face lie. No dolphin saw a green spot.
That's bullshit. I got killed him.
Painted my dolphin all the way green. He didn't know shit.
He didn't see. He looked in the mirror and saw shit. This is bad information.
Oh,
Blue bubbles
hey,
at
guess
it.
what? I found the element I need in these asteroids.
Nice. Just by shooting randomly at this other ship.
Yeah, where did that other ship go? Damn it. I think I got him.
Can they crash? Oh no, you just get their
Oh.
stuff from space. They don't like drop stuff on the planet.
No.
Okay.
So your shield is running out, and you need elements.
I probably
to-
need some elements to recharge that. Let me see what I got. I might actually have the stuff. Oh yeah, I can use any of these kinds of elements to fix it up. So I use these shards, and that kind of boosts me up here. That's handy. All right, so I have shields. Not a lot, but I have shields. And I bet if I actually just shoot more of these things, I'll get the element I need. Yeah, there. Good. Yes.
At this point, this is just FPS asteroids.
kind of yeah.
You're just breaking up big ones into smaller ones.
But with actual, like you're actually getting something. For
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Oh,
pretty
points.
lucky, kind of, right? That this element
Well,
happens to be in these.
It's one of the elements you tend to find in the asteroids. There's like, I've only like seen 3 or 4 that really show up.
Oh, so it's not like everyone.
No.
I don't know if these are real. I don't know if thamium is a real thing.
I don't know. Not all of them are. I mean, obviously plutonium and carbon and
And
stuff is,
aluminum.
but there's definitely some elements that feel made up. All right. Well, I can build a warp cell now, so I'm gonna do that. We don't have to leave this system right away, but now that we now
But
have the
you can't-
ability.
But you can't stay here.
Yeah. Let's charge this up. All right. And if I built some more warp cells, I could probably go further with this engine. But, I can get to another star system now with what I have. But I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to another planet? Do you
Fly into
wanna-
the sun.
Well, why don't you warp one more time and then we'll fly into the sun. I mean, this is your actual save.
Yes, it is.
So I don't want to mess you up too much here, but
I mean, my way of doing this has been to kind of check out every planet, but also I wouldn't mind terribly if we just skipped this system and moved on to the next
sure,
one.
skip
Sure.
the system.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Like, do you feel like it's going to take you with your playstyle a long time? Like, okay, let's say you weren't reviewing it and had some sort of a deadline. You know?
Sure.
If you were just playing this at home, would you feel like I know there's no such thing as a completionist of this game, but would you feel the need
I mean, there
to kind
could
of
be,
check out?
but that would be insane.
yeah.
I would say it would probably take me a very long time to get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
Just based on what little I've been able to gather from how I play this game. Like, again, losing a few hours on one planet, I'm probably not going to do that again because I don't have that kind of time.
Right.
But you do at some point. Have you seen the next technology upgrade that'll let you travel faster?
I haven't yet.
So you need to find that somewhere.
Yeah, I need to be able to boost my hyper engine here to make
right.
that happen.
And so, like, how do you even find that?
At some point, it probably is the same way that I found the recipe for antimatter. It's like
It's
at
just-
some point an icon will pop up and be like, "This is part of your main thread.
You should go here.
You'll go here and get that."
So they must kind of tailor that or generate that a bit. Toward
It also could be just an upgrade that I find eventually. I don't know.
right.
We'll see.
I like the soundtrack.
Yeah, so it's done by this band. I think it's like a post-rock band called. Oh, what is it? Something 60 something.
What's the difference between post rock and prog rock?
Post rock is a little bit more ambient.
Okay.
Like prog
Less
rock can
guitar-y?
be a lot of noodling, whereas
Ah.
this tends to be a lot more like ambient guitar noise and
Oh,
things
okay.
like that.
I see.
65 days of static.
All right, so I had the number right at least.
Is that
Yeah.
what? Does that sound right?
So they made an album that was like an alternate soundtrack to this sci-fi movie called Silent Running.
Sure.
And I guess the folks at Hello became aware of that and sort of got into them, and so they're the ones who made this soundtrack. More of those ships off in the distance. All right, let's see what we got here in this system. That's a planet. There's a moon here for this one.
Let's go to the moon.
You want to go to the moon?
Yeah, we haven't seen a moon
All right, let's
yet.
go to the moon.
Some of this almost sounds like John Carpenter music.
A little bit.
I'm getting that like I'm watching Stranger Things, and a lot of it kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of that too.
totally.
I totally like it.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff, it's very unintrusive. Like, it kind of rears up at the key moments when it needs to, but for the most part, it's just like, here's some piano and some guitar noise to kind of give you a sense of wonder, I guess. But I think it's effective. I think it works.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your atmosphere on the moon.
Yeah, so this is not a dead moon. This one has some stuff on
Oh.
here. Ooh, monolith detected. All right, where's that?
My son, he was adorable the other night. He was like, "Dad, you think you'll ever take
It's
me?
on another planet. Damn it.
You think you'll ever take me to the moon?"
Aw, that's possible.
And I said, "You'll probably take me to the moon, Max."
Aw.
The likelihood of anyone from our generation actually going anywhere of note in space is very low. The greater
Mars.
likelihood is that the kids of Max's generation are going to be the ones that go, if anyone is.
I think before I die, I'll set foot on Mars at least once.
I doubt that. I'm not saying that to be mean or to to kind of throw your dreams asunder, but like
I'm optimistic.
In
Straight
VR or like physically?
Physically.
the actual likelihood of anyone our age going into deep space at this point is extremely, extremely low.
Do you count like Elon Musk of our generation?
Yes.
So
In
you
fact,
don't-
he's older than us, so
So do you think like you don't think he'll
Ooh,
get?
new species.
Yeah, look at that guy.
I've actually never met these guys before.
What the hell are you doing here?
What's your deal?
Looks like walruses.
Liquidator Gang Zhou.
That's a good name.
All right, the Vy'keen. New species.
Yeah,
can't
you don't speak
their language.
anything.
Nope.
Oh, he's a warrior, huh?
I wonder how much text like this there is.
Barking again.
Right?
Speaking.
Yeah, like all these unique things. You can't really generate these, can you?
Yeah, give him some stuff. Can you just not do anything?
I could, but I'm gonna give him something.
Ah, sight.
I am pleased.
Thank you. He huffs it.
Interloper.
That's probably a useful word to have.
One word.
Oh, okay. So the Atlas, find us, hear us. That's a monolith thing. All right, let's go do that.
Cool.
That's on another planet, and then we'll fly into the sun. That's how we're gonna
Okay.
close this out. At some point, I may bounce off the sun. That
Yeah.
might not actually be a thing I can do, but we'll find out.
Or
It
maybe
looks-
it'll
You
turn
no,
around.
they have to account for the fact that everyone's going to try to.
well,
fly
they
to the
also
sun.
probably the way they might account for it is to have it not actually do anything to you.
Or
I-
like maybe it stops your ship and it's like proximity warning.
Oh,
like
you'll see
flashing
these
red
too.
lights and.
So at some of these stations, there's these little things that will give you like an icon of coordinates, and you just sort of have to do the math problem to figure it out. So
Oh, so you got to find out the next one. So 1 to 2, so it doubled, and then it tripled, and then it quadrupled, and then it quintupled. So 120 times 6.
I believe that's
Yeah.
720.
720.
There you
Ask
go.
Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk would know.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a calculator here.
Yeah,
I don't
I-
actually
I'm
use
pretty
that.
pretty sure
7,
it's,
100,
it's
600,
720.
Do you think it's 720?
6 times 6
I mean,
times 2.
if it is if it's 120 times 6, then it would be 720.
120 times 6
That was
equals
pretty fast,
720.
man. Good on you.
Yeah.
I've always liked math problems like that, like weird logic things.
All right, so I found a distress signal. That might be a crashed ship.
Whoa.
If you find a crashed ship, you can take it. You have to
Ooh.
repair all the systems in it, which means you have to hunt for the elements necessary to do it.
Yeah, let's go see what it looks like, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's cool. This is a fun planet.
Yeah, there's stuff happening here. Or moon, rather.
Moon. This is a cool moon.
All right, so we'll go see what the crash ship situation is, then we'll go find that monolith, and then we'll call it. That seems like a plan.
Sure.
Cool.
And we won't diverge too much from this plan because this is already kind of run along. But there's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot going
Yeah.
on in this game.
There's a lot of questions with this game.
Yeah. Let's see. What direction was that? Okay, so it's kind of it's a ways away. So I'm gonna go up into the atmosphere, and then I'm gonna
Loop around.
loop around.
Do you guys listen to records at all? Because the No Man's Sky soundtrack's on vinyl.
Nah, that seems like a lot of work.
I haven't owned a record player in a very, very long time. I have records, but they're ones I took from my parents that they were gonna get rid of. I haven't listened to any of them in forever.
I would not know how to listen to a record.
I would have a record player if I had a study.
Well, if you
like
had a
a-
record player, you would know how to listen to a record, right?
Well, yeah, I'd look it up.
Okay.
You-
Wait,
I,
so
know,
you-
I know it involves putting a needle into a groove.
have you
but I
never
don't-
actually used a record player?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah. I mean, I have records.
I mean, you
have
and I are
LPs.
basically the same age, and my parents had one when I was real young, and they showed me how to use
I
it.
think my dad did, but I think he was moving on to cassettes by the
That's
time
fair.
I was sapient.
Yeah, I mean, I never. Fair. That's good. Good. See, we're interesting word usements
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Did you have 8 tracks?
No, not 8. I mean, I was born in 84.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so you're
So-
3 years younger than me.
Okay.
You can have some hold.
My parents used their record player up until about 88 or so.
Okay. The first thing I remember is cassette tapes for sure.
Yeah, that was my first music player. Was a Walkman.
Yeah.
I had I went and got records for sure.
yeah?
Well, I didn't go and buy records, but like records were given to me.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I still got a pile of my mom and dad's old records that I don't know what I'm ever gonna do with, but I have them. It's like, hey, you have fucking Sgt. Pepper's on LP. I should just probably just keep this, right? You're gonna throw it away otherwise. That seems dumb.
Vinny, if I were to tell you or ask you, what do you think the first, like my main use of my first cassette player was? What is the most predictable thing for me to have done
Thin Lizzy.
with that? No,
wait, so are we talking? Does it actually involve playing music, or it could be?
it does
anything?
involve that.
Okay, it's not like
It could record
winding
too.
spaghetti or something. Or
No,
okay.
no, it involves music, kind of. Yeah, directly.
You were recording. You were recording yourself talking over baseball games.
no.
You were recording yourself doing wrestling commentary.
No, closer. You could record on this cassette tape
Yeah.
thing. So I had WWF Raw and Royal Rumble for the Genesis, and it would play MIDI like versions of the wrestlers' theme songs
Yeah.
when he went through the character select screen. So I would hold the boombox up to the speaker and record like, oh, here's Shawn Michaels music, here's
Yeah.
the Undertaker's music, and then I would play the shitty versions of the song through the shitty boombox thing
Yeah.
and walk down the laundry room hallway pretending to do wrestler entrances.
So
Okay.
that's not what I did, but I definitely recorded dumb shit off the TV for sure with
Yeah.
a boombox. I
Hey,
definitely did that.
You work with what you got.
Yeah. Okay. So this ship is not better.
Not better. It looks kind of cool.
It has slightly better armament, but it has one fewer cargo slots, and it's just not worth the effort of going through and getting all the stuff I need to repair it.
and
so
you can't salvage it for
no
stuff, right?
No,
Looks like a super soaker.
kind of yeah.
It's kind of cool looking. Though.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so you'll find these ships. Some apparently Austin in his first playthrough found a really good one pretty early on, which he used to upgrade. I never found one that was better than my starter ship, or
There
at
you
least not
go.
much better.
But
Yeah,
the
this
possibility is out
The
there.
possibilities are definitely out there.
possibilities are endless.
All right, let's
Now you're
find
gonna
my
go
ship.
get your Atlas thing and
Make sure there's nothing around here that's useful. It doesn't seem like it. This seems like a hell planet. Like, just not great all around. I'm gonna scan these.
Those are
mushrooms.
fungi.
Yeah, just like me. I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
I recorded the Street Fighter soundtrack from
The
Street Fighter 2.
Super or Sega?
Super.
Yeah.
No, regular Street Fighter 2. For
Yeah,
SNES.
from Super Nintendo or
Oh,
Genesis.
sorry, Super
yeah.
Nintendo.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, and recorded that to tape so I could play it.
understandably.
Get off
It's a
this
great
planet.
soundtrack.
Yep.
That was the one, you can argue about Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat all day, and I've always been a
And I
Mortal
will.
Kombat guy, but I cannot deny that Street Fighter just kicks Mortal Kombat's ass in the music department. Like,
Oh yeah, the
how
music
many
in those
memorable?
yeah.
Like, there's
I
just
can't
the
think
mini
of the more-
music.
I
the
can
dun,
tell
dun,
you-
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
Mortal Kombat is about stage design. It is not about the music.
Yes.
The music
Which is a
just
shame.
there.
And like the most memorable Mortal Kombat track is the one that wasn't even in any of the
It was in the
fucking
movie.
games. Yeah. It's a shame.
I can tell you the sound a quarter makes putting it into a Mortal Kombat
Oh, of
machine
course, yeah.
versus a Street Fighter machine,
Yeah.
though. I'm trying to think if I can think of the...
The Street Fighter had just kind of that
Ding,
Capcom,
ding.
bring, it was
Yeah,
like that sharp
yeah.
thing,
But not
and,
the gong.
yeah.
Oh, man, this is all the hell way out here. All right, so I got a ways to go.
Hit it. Punch it. Wow.
Where the hell is this
You
monolith? Is it on
skipped
this?
off the atmosphere. No,
is it
it's
on
still
this
off.
planet?
I think it's still off that
I think
planet,
it's
right?
this planet though.
Would it still say off planet?
It could just be that it's not registering that I'm on this planet because I'm so far up.
The best putting in a quarter noise is the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker game.
Doesn't he just scream?
It's just a Michael Jackson squeal, and if you're playing on free play, you just jam on start whenever, and it's just nonstop Michael Jackson. Wow, wow, wow!
Yeah, that's
I guess
not-
it is off this planet.
Imagine having to test that.
Yes.
It's like, no bug, no, ship it. We know. L1 and R1 to engage your pulse engine?
That's the super fast engine.
Oh.
All right, I'm just trying to figure out where the hell this thing is.
Sure, maybe it's floating.
Oh, let's see. That'd be weird. That I had not seen anything like that. All the
Oh,
there's
What?
where it is.
There was another hidden planet.
Yeah, it's another goddamn planet is what was happening.
It's fun that we're here and No Man's Sky is here.
Yeah, right?
Finally.
And like, look, all things considered, I gotta say, even when I was playing like the non-patch version, which was rougher, but in general, I've been having fun with this. I've enjoyed the loop of this game quite a bit.
I'm really intrigued as ever since this was announced and shown, I've kind of had that cautious optimism. Like, I never blew up my expectations like crazy. But watching this, I really don't know what to expect. I'm either going to really love this and spend dozens of hours, or I'm going to get frustrated at I don't want to collect fucking plutonium to take off again. So
Yeah.
this could go either way for me, I think.
I will say that the moments when I felt like I was stuck somewhere, I wasn't stuck for that long. Again, like that one story I told earlier, I could have gotten off that planet after about a half hour of work, and I think it was a bug that led to that situation. It was not actually a thing the game was doing.
I like that there's a breadcrumb trail style narrative
Yeah.
thing to do here. I will do that before doing
Goddamn,
the
that's some
sandbox.
scenery, right?
It's
Oh,
cool.
wow, yeah.
That's a big planet.
That's really cool.
That couldn't happen.
Couldn't?
Should be too close.
Some real
That's a frequent nightmare I have. That's the one recurring nightmare I have is that I walk out of my house or
Yeah.
work or something and I look up and there's
The moon's
6
there?
planets are just super close and taking up the whole sky.
Wait, you've had that nightmare too?
Have you really?
Are you,
I think Vinny's fucking
You're
with
talking
you.
about the 6.
Fuck you. All right. Sometimes you
Hey
can
guys,
sneak one by me.
the Atlas is talking to us.
What does it mean, Vinny?
What does it mean? The red one, the blue one.
No. This is the worst one.
Significance in an uncaring galaxy. Yeah, okay. This is speaking to me. All I gotta do is follow its path. All right, I believe its promise.
When I will say, when I had fevers and would get fever dreams, the fever dream stuff I would have would be about gigantic, massive planet-sized things, and I was very small that would move in and out of my field.
And you feel super insignificant.
yeah, and it would be just, and when I
So-
was a kid. And
I just got a warp cell from this thing. It was like, all right, I'm telling you where to go next. So I've got a path I can follow now if I want, at least to the next star system.
and you got a warp cell.
And I got a warp cell that'll get me there.
I'd say do that, and then we call it.
You want me to take the warp cell, or do you want me to just fly into the sun?
Son.
All right, flying the sun.
I'll try flying into the sun first.
What
Because
happens?
if I regenerate somewhere, I can always fly to that warp cell later.
What happens when you see the
Or
planet?
fly that system.
I just freak the fuck out. I just see it and I just feel this sinking feeling in my heart. This is something is not right here. That's not supposed to happen at all. And then usually the dream ends. But most of the time, like last night, I dreamt that it was like an hour-long dream, it felt like, and it was all just shopping for the right Ace Ventura, like pewter miniature.
You can never find
You
them.
never want the wrong one. That's
I
for
was
sure.
looking for the one with the car, which this thing doesn't exist. But I was trying to find an Ace Ventura thing where his head was out of the car catching the bullet in his teeth. But like a little Hot Wheels version of that.
And
And
you
I
just
kept
couldn't
asking
find it.
everyone at Target about it, and they were like, no, we don't have that. The movie came out 22
That's
years
a
ago.
thing you just
16.
made up in your brain? Yeah, sorry, we don't carry that.
That was the longest dream last night.
Your body was just like, you listen, you need a lot more sleep. Just fucking stall, stretch. Like the director, just stretch. I don't know. The fucking Ace Ventura, pull something out of your pocket. Ace Ventura, he's in a Target. I don't know.
Well, then
You have a truly fascinating brain, I have to say.
This is an honest
it
to God
should be
true story.
studied.
This is an honest to God true story. Right after I couldn't find the Ace Ventura car in my dream last night, I made a note of this on my phone because I wanted to remember this. Was that I tried to buy some fish. And I went up to
Is
the
in the
Target
dream,
thing in
right?
the dream. I bought some fried fish, but I had to carry it with my hands to the front. And this old like homeless dude tried to shave the skin off the fish.
Yeah.
And then he just handed me like a handful of 100 tiny little American
You've seen
flags.
The Homeless Guy too?
Yes. Tiny little American flags with fireworks on the end. And I dropped one of them into my lap. And the homeless guy was like, "Looks like you're pledging allegiance to your dick." That's an honest to God dream I had last night.
What
You
did
could
it-
ask Bianca. I told her about it this
I mean,
morning
he's
when I
not
woke up.
wrong.
Wait, but it had a firework on the bottom?
Like little firecrackers,
Yeah,
like all the
yeah.
little American flags.
That's kind of adorable.
What? That's not the word for that.
Oh, I don't know.
know.
I don't think that's an incorrect
Like it's like a,
assessment.
like a
Oh,
little
the
lady,
flag
like a
itself?
lady finger that's like with a flag attached to it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is that kind of like a little political artsy statement to that? Like if
Most
you
of my dreams are very political and artsy. Yes,
That's definitely how I would sum you up in general.
those two words.
Yeah.
you don't remember your response to that, gentlemen, huh?
I think I woke up pretty
Okay.
soon
That'd
after
wake me
that.
up.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
You're alive. What is that? What are you? Skittering weird thing. All right. All right. I just wanted to go get that knowledge stone. Those things are useful. Oh, hey, you're big. You're a big one of those.
You already discovered this.
All right. Let's go back to my ship and then let's go fly into the sun.
Yes. Is that supposed to be algae or moss or something on that? Or
I don't know. I think it could be radiation. It could be anything really. It's just what's there.
This looks like a desert planet with the cacti and the
Yeah,
rocks and everything.
this is a very desolate world. There's very little on here. It doesn't have, the added bonus of, the weird firestorms and shit of that one place, but this is pretty dead.
Well, you don't know yet.
Yeah. I mean, those storms were rolling through like every 5 minutes in my game. Like they were constant. I think this thing's alive.
Could there be planets where there's like some massive tectonic shift and there's like you can see the core of the planet, like there's
I have not
the
seen
plates are
anything
separated?
like that. You'd have to ask them. I don't know like what the limits exactly are of the algorithm that built all this stuff. Like I don't really know like if I don't know how much they're allowing for. I assume that it's all pretty standard.
I thought when they said as you get closer to the center of the universe, stuff gets a little weirder.
That's possible. I mean, that would make sense. I would want that to be. Why is
Nice
my
landing, John.
I don't know
dude.
how the fuck my
Yeah,
ship got
nailed it.
I didn't put it there, man. That was the
Fucking-
computer.
I remember with Sean, I think he said when he was with his other team, so I'm sorry if I'm just saying Sean, they were like talking about the looking up and seeing the giant moon and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they were like, well, it would never happen because of the way gravity works, but like it looks cool. So we had a big fight internally about like this couldn't happen in nature. We cannot put the planets this close together.
because it would fuck up tides, right?
Everything would be
Everything
messed up.
would be a
What else
nightmare.
would happen?
Well, I think eventually
All right,
one of
there's
them
our
would,
sun.
Oh yeah, go.
maybe pull into the other one. Like maybe
Like crash and that'd be
Yeah,
bad,
that'd
like a
probably be
dinosaur
bad.
situation.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Vinny,
Dinosaurs would come out.
Vinny,
Like
answer
a
me.
pinata.
Answer in 3 sentences.
Sure.
Why the goddamn moon affects the tide of the ocean.
Gravity.
You're gonna need to elaborate on that. I gave you 3 sentences. Don't just use one
Three
word.
sentences, but that just means I have to add a period at the end of one.
Like, I know it's real.
My first sentence will be, I don't really know.
Okay, all right.
My second,
That's
Does
fair.
anyone really understand that?
of course.
I'm sure there are people
Like
who
Neil
understand.
deGrasse Tyson gets it,
he probably
Presumably.
and Bill Nye.
They probably
Yes,
get
the
it.
two.
Okay.
Those are the two.
There
Those
are
are the
two-
guys
there
who
are
get
two
it.
But only
smartest
if you put
people.
them together.
Right.
There were 3, but Carl Sagan is no longer with us.
Okay.
R.I.P. Carl Sagan.
So I believe it's the gravitational pull of the moon. So you have a body of water, right?
Right, the oceans.
You have the oceans, and they're affected by gravity. and as the gravitational pull of the moon it's a body that's pulling.
So just by the nature of the moon being closer,
it's pulling the water off the planet.
but why is that affecting our gravity?
Well, like if you let's see, I'm trying to think of a great example here. You see this apple in this blowtorch, right?
Go on. All right.
See, the core of the planet stops spinning. So the planet spins, right? Earth is spinning.
Wait, is the apple the planet? Is the apple Earth?
It
What's the blowtorch?
It lit on fire. And then that's why you have to go to the core to get it to spin again.
What was the blowtorch?
Hang on a second. I have to go around this planet.
The blowtorch the sun?
The blowtorch is.
I don't understand this analogy at all.
This is.
I don't think he does
Did you ever
either.
see the core?
I did, yes.
Okay, there's that scene where he's like got the blowtorch and he like hits the apple with it. Remember?
Was that supposed to be gravity,
I
or was
think
that unobtainium?
I think that was when like it stopped and the firestorm started.
Okay, that was the planet I was trying
So
to...
the Earth spins, right? The Earth rotates, right?
Oh, there's the
Okay,
sun.
yeah, I got
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Found it.
The Earth is rotating.
On its own axis, as
its own-
well as around the Earth's sun.
That's right.
Yes.
The Earth's sun, yes.
Yes.
And then the moon is orbiting the Earth.
Right.
Right? And all these things have centrifugal force, right?
Right, like when you're on a one of those rides and you get scooted to the outside.
Yeah, so imagine the push-pull that's happening between the Earth and the moon, right? The moon wants to escape from the Earth.
But it's space. It's not like it's in a little like sidecar of the Earth. It's not connected
But-
to the Earth.
No, but it's the gravity is pulling it in. The Earth is attracting the moon
So
in.
without the Earth, the moon is just floating out there. It's an asteroid. The moon turns into an asteroid.
Oh,
if
it
it
go
doesn't have the
flying
Earth.
off. It got trapped in Earth's gravity in its pull.
Okay, got it.
And so
I don't think I'm really getting any closer to the sun.
you gotta keep going.
There's more than one sun in this universe, right?
No.
I think that's how they solve the problem.
No,
Oh,
I
you
think
just-
that's how they solved the problem.
Oh, there's just one sun?
Yeah,
Oh,
well.
so it's just always this thing in the sky that you can never reach?
I think so.
Oh,
That's okay.
all right.
You know what? I think we're gonna call it here.
Did you want to hit
I'll,
that warp
I'll,
drive?
I'll just take a look here because actually there's some stuff in this. There were some icons that popped up here that I think I want to explore, but I just want to see where this thing's gonna take me. So
So anyway, I think the moon as it goes pulls water with it. It's think of water as like one big jello body.
But the moon's not magnetic.
Sure, it is. Moon has
No, it's-
gravitational. The moon
Oh.
has gravity of its own.
It does?
Yeah, and as it's sweeping by, it's like pulling the water that bulges up into like a big like whoosh. And then like this. Look at my hands, right? It goes
Yeah.
up into like a big heave and then releases.
No, that's when a tornado goes over a lake.
That's like what the moon is.
No, I'm not
That's
buying
what
this.
the moon is not a tornado.
The moon
I'm
is
not buying
basically
this.
they call it little tornado. It's a little tornado.
Okay,
I
no.
think it swells up as it wants to like go to the moon and then like
Why? The water is not attracted to magnets, and the moon isn't a magnet.
the moon has
The moon's not a magnet.
the moon has gravity.
Does
It's
it
true.
really?
Oh yeah.
The
moon is a body.
The moon definitely has gravity.
Hey, listen, we've gone to the moon.
Just
in
not as
Kerbal.
much.
It's tough to
Oh,
escape.
that's right. Because that's why they floated. Like when Buzz Aldrin's up
Yeah.
there, he's hopping. Like
They're
he didn't
orbiting.
fly away. He
No.
landed again. So it is less gravity. I know that. Okay,
less
I forgot
gravity,
that
yeah.
it does have gravity.
For sure, and it's
Okay.
spinning also.
So you can see what's happening here. So I have this path that the Atlas interface is telling me to go to. You can see this little blue line here.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Well, it's like I got like 3 systems and then I'll get there. So that's what the pathing tells you. Like this is when you follow the Atlas path, like and you hit these monoliths or whatever, and it tells you what to do. Like this is what it does. It finds these
So
systems.
you can do
for
everything in between, but at some point it's like, hey, get here,
That's the idea. Yeah.
and then you'll get your next big thing.
Yeah.
Should we-
Doesn't seem like there's anything too crazy in this area. Like I haven't seen anything that indicates like you see like a little red exclamation point like when there's a black hole system nearby. I haven't
And
seen
what
anything
happens?
like that.
What is that?
I don't know. That's
Oh.
the thing. I haven't been there. Austin apparently went there and said it was scary as shit.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't know.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Would you mind respawning? Would you mind crashing into something? I kind of want to see what that whole respawn thing. Or is it just like you just reload?
You just reload.
Oh,
It just
okay.
reloads you from wherever the last save point was.
All right.
Are most of the trophies secret? I would imagine they are.
I think the ones I saw didn't look secret.
Really? Are they
I
just
bet
kind of
there's
vague?
there might be some. Yeah, a lot of them are just like achievement based. Like, hey, you did this. You got
X number
X
of-
number of systems.
traveled
or you
this
discovered
far.
this much stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of the idea. So I don't know. I feel like that's a decent little slice of what's here.
Totally.
Obviously, I feel like there's a lot more to explore, but I'm gonna have to take my time and do that. But I've been enjoying myself, and I think I think this thing's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for
It
sure.
looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
And maybe at the end of the center of the universe, it explains how tides work.
It could, finally. And it might explain whether a chicken is a mammal or not.
Tides go in, tides go out.
You have many questions, I'm sure.
I think the planet squishes and then relaxes and
Squishes
and relaxes.
like expands and
Yeah.
contracts like hot
yeah.
and cold.
No,
I don't,
like becomes an egg and then a sphere.
no,
and an egg and a sphere.
I don't think so.
We'll find out. Thanks so much, Alex.
Thank you,
And you're
guys.
going to keep going.
I'm gonna
and
keep going.
Try and do a review on this, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thanks
Look
again.
for that in about 7 years.
Great.
Thanks, Alex.